The atmosphere is building here. They've gone through the repertoire of songs, and it is a task that many think is easy for Phil Parkinson, but when there's money and egos flying around at a club with Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney at the helm, then you know those egos need managing, and that in itself proves to be a difficult job. And while they do score a lot of goals, they concede a lot of goals here at Wrexham as well. Some of their games have been absolutely phenomenal in terms of goals. They've had 5-0 home and away this season, a 6-0 against Torquay here at the Racecourse ground. 7-5 at home to Barnet was ridiculous. Last season, back-to-back 5-0 and 6-2 wins. And in the playoffs, lost a crazy game here, 5-4 to Grimsby. Extraordinary. And of course there was that game in the last round of the Cup. And listen to the noise. There's only 3 sides to this ground, and listen to the noise as the teams come out. Wrexham and Sheffield United both flying in their respective leagues, but it's a tie here in North Wales where the non-league side has a very real chance of an upset. Listen to the backing. Wrexham are full of goals. This should be fun. Ryan Reynolds is here, so will this tie have a Hollywood ending? Your commentary team on Talksport, a man who scored 7 FA Cup goals in his career, Chris Suolamo, alongside Jim Proudfoot.
Thank you, Adrian. Welcome to Wrexham, a club that these days blurs the lines of reality with its film star owners and omnipresent cameras which follow every move for Disney consumption. A little corner of Hollywood in the borderlands of the Dee Valley, the perfect setting for this footballing tale of resurrection. And the plot's advanced as you'd imagine. Benefactors rock up, progression gathers pace along the upward curve, receiving the cliff-hanging twist of playoff heartbreak at the end of last season. Act 2's progressing nicely, the chance of a happier ending very much on the cards to set up the sequel on a bigger stage. But if this redemption movie's taking shape, you should have seen the prequel. In their heyday, Wrexham held Anderlecht here in a European quarter-final. They established themselves in the second tier, and they twice reached the last 8 of the FA Cup. There's been the odd isolated moment since the giant killing of Arsenal, another trip to the FA Cup quarters, but it's been a tough watch. The Red Dragons are certainly a club that's unrecognisable now from that which has toiled through the wilderness years of the 5th tier, an experience that so many of us fans of the old lower league clubs have now endured, the product of a slow, painful fall from grace. Think of them as football's equivalent of Boney M, a brief spell in the late 70s spotlight, but downhill ever since, until the 2020s remix that gets you singing their song again. The majestic rise is underway. And that's what makes the Wrexham story so engrossing. The ingredients that have seen so many people take this club to their hearts, pandering to the giant-killing narrative. That has seen Sheffield United cast in the role of villains today. Another club back on the rise in both the short-term and long-term, set fair to regain their hard-earned Premier League status, having added so much to the elite in their first brief spell back up. To that end, like Wrexham, this cup run isn't right at the top of the list of priorities, but they do constitute much the toughest test to the Red Dragons' immaculate home record this season. Wrexham line up with Howard in goal, a back 5 of Ford, Hayden, Tozer, Tunnicliffe and McFadzean, Young, O'Connor and Lee, Palmer and Mullin, Sheffield United, Davis in goal, Ahmedodzic, Egan and Basham, Bogle, Doyle, Norwood, McAtee and Osborne, McBurney and Jebison. It is the archetypal FA Cup tie, a non-league club bang in form, confident of bridging a gap of more than 70 places in front of a fervent, expectant capacity crowd. These the occasions that make this wonderful competition what it is. But Sheffield United are determined to pen a twist to the Wrexham plot. The Blades in their change kit of white shirts with the black markings and black shorts, Wrexham red shirts and white shorts, their customary colours, and they'll be kicking from right to left towards the derelict town end of the ground, or the developing town end of the ground, where a floodlight pylon stands high and a big bulldozer also oversees the action. We're underway. Wrexham playing the ball long down the left-hand side with Lee, and it'll be cleared by Egan for Sheffield United towards halfway. And Norwood sticking his foot in. Decent touch from Palmer. And Wrexham will be able to get the ball forward into Sheffield United territory again, where John Egan will knock it away. The defensive header from Tozer. McBurney bringing it forward. hit Jebison, that header, and Wrexham forced to concede an early corner inside the opening 40 seconds. Delighted to say, alongside me, Chris Uwellamo.
Yeah, again, I've got to say, Sheffield United, not both teams aren't really taking many touches. It's just about trying to put it forward with a little bit of quality, a little bit of luck there. Jebison kept it alive, and O'Connell's went in and tackled McBurney, and they have to now defend the corner. So it's just about being switched on and concentrated in these moments.
First Blake's corner taken from the right hand side in towards the near post, and they're ahead. 63 seconds on the clock, and Sheffield United take the lead, and it's all about the quality of the delivery. And it's a magnificent ball in from Doyle, and a diving header at the near post coming from Ollie McBurney to steer it over the line. Wrexham have had precious few impediments at home this season, but they got a big one here with the first attack of the game.
Well, I'll be disappointed, very disappointed in conceding from the first corner. You know, it came from nothing as well. You know, Ollie McBurney's 25-30 yards from goal. The challenge comes in from Thomas O'Connor. It goes out for a corner kick. Got to be switched on. You know, that ball was to the near post. Ollie McBurney got there in front of his man. That person that's positioned at the near post defensively has to go and take responsibility and make some sort of contact, if not on the ball, but even on Ollie McBurney, put him off. He's got a touch directed it to the near post. All the pace was on the cross, Jim. You know, the goalkeeper has no chance whatsoever there. And like you say, they now have to show that character and come back from a goal down.
Well, he's got a couple of FA Cup goals in the past in the fourth round 4 years ago for Swansea against Gillingham, and they've conceded to an Ollie McBurney header here. It was a wonderful ball that came in. Magnificent delivery, as Chris was saying, from Doyle in towards that near post area, and McBurney has gone in there at the near post. Sheffield United have a player down injured after a collision with the hoardings. Just having a look at the replay again, it's Tunnicliffe that is marking McBurney here, who makes an uncharted run in towards the near post. It's an excellent header, but then a collision, McBurney with one of his teammates, which has left him injured down in front of the hoardings, and the treatment is still being administered. Let's get the details from the end of that second one-day international in the cricket. Here's Talksport Sam Ellard.
South Africa have beaten England by 5 wickets and with 5 balls to spare in a thriller. They've chased 343. Temba Bavuma top scored with 109, and it was the experienced David Miller that saw the home side over the line, finishing unbeaten on 58. South Africa win the match by 5 wickets, and they seal a series win.
Sam, thank you. We will have the third one-day international for you on Talksport. So, with 4 minutes on the clock, nearly 4 minutes on the clock here at the racecourse ground, we've only seen just over a minute of action, but we have seen that goal for McBurney. McAtee is okay. He's going to be able to come back on the field. I'm just waiting for the game to get back underway again. There's another Wrexham player who's been down receiving treatment as well, away to our right hand side. Not the start that Phil Parkinson and his side would have wanted, but if you're going to go a goal down early.
Well, you've got plenty of time to kind of get back into it, but I've got to say, I'm looking at the defending there, 4v4, all hanging around the penalty spot. Yeah, I've got to say Tunnicliffe is marking Ollie McBurney, but he's got to get tighter, touch tight. He's got to get players out of his way, make sure that Ollie McBurney can't just have a free run towards goal. And I have to say that he, like you say, Ollie McBurney, the ball was perfect, and he made the contact, just directed it goalwards.
Well, Tunnicliffe might not be able to continue here, and the young centre-half Cleworth is getting ready, and he will be on. So not the start that Wrexham would have wanted, losing Jordan Tunnicliffe as well, and who was in the Crawley side that beat Leeds in the FA Cup in a big shock a couple of years ago. Lost his man, and the resulting collision has seen Tunnicliffe injured and unable to continue. So Cleworth on to replace him, a young, relatively inexperienced player. He's got 50 odd Wrexham games behind him, still only 20, and he is on. So 5 gone, and here's Luke Young in possession in the midfield for Wrexham. Back from him to Hayden. Hayden sending it forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Sheffield United aside very adept at being able to defend Leeds. Their defensive record, particularly away from home this season, has been excellent. They've conceded only 12 goals on the road in 16 matches in all competitions, and that has led to this excellent unbeaten run they're on at the moment. 9 games, just 1 defeat in the last 14 coming into this. Goal scorer McBurney flicking it on. Jebison trying to help it back into his path, but Hayden can get it away. Young works it out towards Ford. Brought forward by the experienced Chris Basham at the back for Sheffield United. Jebison tried to turn on the end of a flick from McBurney, and it just fell behind him. He lost his balance. Wrexham can clear, but it's brought down at the back by Sheffield United and Ahmed Odzic. McBurney trying to flick it back into his path, but he missed the former Malmo man, and it goes out for a throw that'll be taken on the Wrexham left-hand side. 6 gone on Talksport. Wrexham 0, Sheffield United 1.
Yeah, it's important. I'm looking at Wrexham now. They're rushing everything. They've got to be composed. In that transition, when they do get the ball back, they've got to get those little passes in. Is this another centre back down?
Yes, Hayden, who's down now. He's just taken up position about 10 yards outside his own penalty area, sat down. So are they going to lose 2 of the starting back 3 inside the opening 7 minutes?
Yeah, it's not good for Wrexham. 2 experienced players. They're so pivotal to the way that Wrexham go about business as well. But like you say, it's what football's all about. It gives an opportunity to another in the squad to showcase what they're about to their manager and the fans. But at the minute they just have to kind of get back to basics. Just get those passes in, get the confidence up. And at the minute they're just giving the ball away far too easily, unforced errors as well. Like you said, you've already alluded to Sheffield United. When they get in front, they know how to manage the game. The confidence is there, they can keep the ball. But it's important that Wrexham take that chance. They can upset them, be on the front foot, try and affect it, but force the error in the right areas of the pitch. But at the minute, Hayden doesn't look good to me. He's shaking his head.
Well, Aaron Hayden's been a massive part of Wrexham's success this season. We were talking in the build-up to the game about the fact that he's an excellent goal-scoring centre-half. He's got 11 in 30 games from centre-half this season. The former Wolves trainee, and he's just being led off to this near side. He's leaving the field under his own steam, which is encouraging from a Wrexham perspective. They do have another centre-half on the bench, young Harry Lennon, who played in the Championship for Charlton earlier in his career. But the signs are that Hayden may well be coming back on in a moment. Wrexham trying to work the ball forward. Down in front of us, it's Palmer. Sliced out of play by Jayden Bogle for a throw that Elliot Lee will take. Lee, the son of Rob Lee, who played in a couple of FA Cup finals back in the 90s. And here's the first opportunity for a long throw here. It's Ben Tozer, former Northampton man. He's got a prodigious long throw on him. Runs to the touchline, hurls it in now towards the edge of the 6-yard box, looking for the flick on. It wasn't forthcoming. Sheffield United can bring it down, and it's well defended by Osborne, clearing down this near side into Lee and out of play for a throw, which will be taken on the Sheffield United right. 1-0 the Blades.
Yeah, it's an excellent weapon to have, the long throw of Tozer, but it's the second phase that, if you don't win that first connection, it's important that you're alive to the second phase. Straight away there was 3 Sheffield United bodies picking up the second ball, and albeit, Wrexham have come out and forced a throw in that defensive third, but can they pick up the second balls? It's about keeping the ball in the right area. Well,
Hayden's down injured again, and having received treatment to then go down at the end of the next phase of play suggests that his race might be run. There are bigger implications, not just this cup tie. Obviously the primary aim for Wrexham this season is getting promoted back into the league. It's their 15th season in the National League. A massive game for them at Altrincham next weekend. I'm sure many of the Wrexham fans realistically would say, if you said which of the two would you rather win, they would say I'd rather win the game at Altrincham next weekend. And to lose 2 of the first choice centre-halves so early in this one doesn't bode well for the future. He's going to have to come off, Hayden, and so Wrexham will make their second change. We're 9.5 minutes in. In that 9.5 minutes, the ball has probably only been in play for about 4 minutes, and Wrexham have lost 2 of their first choice back line to injury in that time. Cleworth already on, just waiting for confirmation of who will come on to replace Hayden. I would imagine it will be Lennon. No, it's not going to be Lennon, it's going to be Jones. So James Jones, Scottish central midfielder, and he will come on. Now, is he going to play at centre-half, or are they going to shuffle things around? It looks as though it'll be the latter. And they're going to drop O'Connor in at centre-half and put Jones in midfield. I think that's how Wrexham are going to shuffle things around. So O'Connor, just detailing McBurney at the moment. And play does restart now with this throw from Jayden Bogle. Right in front of us on the Sheffield United right. They lead after McBurney's goal, barely a minute into the game. Long clearance from our right-hand side from Wrexham goalkeeper Mark Howard. Osborne climbing over Lee, trying to win it back. McFadzean coming in off the left-hand side, working it through the midfield. Here's the first touch for the most recently arrived of the two substitutes, Jones. And he lays it back for Tozer. Tozer well inside his own half, switching it out towards the right-hand side for Ford. And his long ball forward will be chased by Mullin. A little bit too much on that. Mullin's gone down. Now, what was the contact? Was it with the goalkeeper? Davis racing off his line. Mullin going down. Referee happy that the ball was played. The challenge on Mullin was legitimate. And play continues. And now we'll restart with a throw to Sheffield United rather than a penalty to Wrexham.
Well, it's an excellent ball in behind. You know, Mullin's onto it. And the one thing in Mullin's mind, can he get to the ball first? If there's any contact in the box there from Davis, it's a penalty kick. So I'm just waiting for the replay there, but he definitely got to the ball first. He's flicked it over the head of Davis. If there's any contact, and fair play to the goalkeeper, he's already committed himself. He's made that decision, he's went out. If there's any contact, the referee was up to play. The linesman's at that side. So there's no views obstructed in any way, but if there's any contact whatsoever, a penalty kick has to be given.
Well, there is no VAR for this game. There is, of course, for some of the FA Cup ties, not for this one. Dean Whitestone, the referee, and Matthew Jones, the assistant referee, on that far touchline, both agreeing there was no foul. Wrexham will come again. Decent response here to the concession of the early goal and the two injuries that they suffered inside the opening 5 minutes of the game. Here's O'Connor, former Southampton trainee, working it for McFadzean, who had a brief spell at Sheffield United. He's played down the left-hand side of the box. Palmer chasing. John Egan comes across to sweep up. The one thing you can guarantee here at the Racecourse ground is vociferous and passionate home support. Every time they get the ball into this kind of area, Ben Tozer will be thrown a blue towel from one of the ball boys. It will dry the ball, he'll dry his hands. Everyone knows what's coming here. It's going to be a long throw, propelled inside that penalty area. But knowing what's coming and being able to deal with it, sometimes two completely different things. Tozer running up, hurling it in again, gets such good distance and a flat trajectory. First contact made, and then the keeper goes down under pressure, and it's O'Connor off balance that turns it over the bar.
Well, it's much better, isn't it? Like you say, I think Ollie Palmer does his job. He gets a little bit of a connection, but they're alive to it. You know, Thomas O'Connor there, I've got to say, Davies done well as a goalkeeper. He's come out, he's brave, he's made a connection, but then Thomas O'Connor's onto the bouncing ball. He turns, he swivels, and he can't really put it on target as Davies has obstructed that distance.
Here's Ahmedhodzic for Sheffield United under a little bit of pressure. Got it away, forward towards Bogle. It was well won back by O'Connor, and Bogle swept his legs away. Free kick which will be taken on the Wrexham left-hand side. And they've had the majority of possession, 60-40 to the Red Dragons so far, and a lot of that possession has been in the half of the field where we're stationed. We're just near the edge of the penalty area that Sheffield United are defending in this first half. And here's a chance for Elliot Lee to fire a free kick in towards the aerial targets. Puts plenty of air underneath it. Sent in deep towards the far side. First contact from a Wrexham player. No foul though, as Cleworth went down. He didn't really get the purchase on the header that he wanted. And the Blades can bring it away, but not to good effect. It was a high ball whacked forward down the left-hand side, far too long for those that were chasing. Past McAtee and out of play for a goal kick, which will be taken by Mark Howard. It's Wrexham 0, Sheffield United 1. Wrexham losing both Hayden and Tunnicliffe to injuries already inside the opening 14 minutes. And here are the views of Chris Wellerman.
Well, I have to say, I think Wrexham's reaction has been better. It's improved. You know, I think they're going from back to front with good quality. You know, you're looking at the ball that Ford and McFadzean putting into the strikers or into the channel for the strikers to run onto. But like you say, I think Sheffield United haven't really had the opportunity or chance to capitalise.
Matt Mullin has beaten Basham and he's pulled it back inside the penalty area. He's looking for Palmer, but United again are able to clear their lines forward towards the goal scorer McBurney, but he was well dealt with by a combination of O'Connor and Young. Jones will play it forward, but Sheffield United pick up easy possession with Ollie Norwood in the heart of the midfield, and back it goes for Egan. And the Blades captain finds Ahmedhodzic, and he has the opportunity to bring it away. Player with Champions League experience, but making his FA Cup debut today. Here's Ben Osborne coming in off the right-hand touchline. Just exchange of passes between him and Norwood. It's pinged back towards Egan, who stretches out a right leg to be able to bring the ball down very neatly and with a minimum of fuss. Now it comes back for Basham, not too far away from 400 appearances for the Blades. Worked for by Ahmedodzic. Jebison tried to turn, knocked away from him, helped on through the midfield by Young, returned by Egan, and brought down at the top end of the pitch by Jebison for Sheffield United. Now Nord switching the play through the midfield. McAtee out to the Blades left, where it's slightly awkward for Osborne to bring it under control. It took a lively bounce, but now he turns and goes back inside his own half. Norwood, such a wonderful range of passing from the centre of midfield for Sheffield United. And he's had a long diagonal down the right-hand side, trying to pick Bogle out. Wrexham get it away, but Sheffield United win the second. It's just getting a foot on the ball and being able to string a few passes together now.
Yeah, it's important, isn't it? I think Norwood, it was something that Phil Parkinson said before the match, that they knew how important he was. They were trying to get players close to him. I think they are affected, losing Hayden and Tunnicliffe as well. The physicality they have to deal with. Obviously, McBurney and Jebison. You look at the kind of the stature of both. That presence, that outlet that they will bring to this game. So it's going to be a difficult afternoon. Obviously, O'Connell's went back there. McFadzean's not the tallest, but Tozer and Ford have to kind of take responsibility there.
Throw taken on the Sheffield United right. Ahmedodzic coming into a central position where there's no real pressure on the ball. He worked it into the feet of Jebison, where he might have been able to get himself into a shooting position. Jebison's touch was poor. Wrexham get it away. Mullin doing his best to hold it up, but Chris Basham was there and was able to deal with it.
Jeb, it's not a bad ball from Anthony Ford.
And now it's played forward by Osborne, and Jebison is in, but out comes the goalkeeper and makes the save.
Well, he's done very well there. Howard's the goalkeeper, alive. You have to be switched on. Like I say, I think the ball up to Mullin wasn't a bad one, but he's on his own. He's on his own against 2-3 centre-backs there, and it's important that Ollie Palmer gets up and supports. So can there be a midfielder when that long ball comes forward from Ford? They have to be around about it, because if Mullin doesn't win it, it's important that the centre-back doesn't win it as well. But can they be alive to the second phase there?
Mullin hoping today to be the first non-league player to score in rounds 1 through 4 since Colin Williams managed it for Telford United back in 1985. It would be some achievement. He's had a brilliant FA Cup run. He scored 27 goals in 32 games in all competitions for Wrexham so far this season. 59 in 76 since signing for the club. I mean, the numbers are wonderful for Paul Mullin, but this would be the biggest of the lot if he could find a goal today. Here's McBurney, who has already, and he's bringing it forward, trying to get himself into a shooting position. Works into his left-hand side when the shot does come in from the Sheffield United midfield. It was deflected away and out for another corner, which will be taken over on the Blades left. They scored from their first, here's their second. Yeah,
it was excellent play from Ollie McBurney. He's skipping past 3-4 players there, and then has the awareness just to kind of let it go right on the 18-yard line as well. And I have to say, I think it was McAtee as well. He has to do better in that position. He's opened up the goal. I think the block came in, but the shot can get away a little bit earlier.
18 on the clock on Talksport and across North America as well on Sirius XM FC. A very good afternoon to you, or good morning, depending on where you're listening to us across the United States and Canada today. Now, the ball isn't quite on the corner quadrant by the reaction of the Wrexham supporters over in that far corner of the ground. This corner being taken away to our right-hand side in front of the Kop. Left arm above the head, worked in short into the feet of McBurney. And they don't quite work the short corner as effectively as they might, but then a back heel to keep a clue with clearance in play. Falls straight for McBurney. Little bit of improvisation around the edge of the penalty area. It doesn't fall for Doyle. He can't get a shot in. And McBurney with a touch, he's lost it. Wrexham might be able to break here. And they get the bodies forward quickly. And it's worked out towards the right-hand side as the red shirts flood forward. Mullin making his way. Palmer, what can he do with it? He's got Lee in the penalty area as well. If he can get it across, it's a great ball in. And it's swept away and out of play by John Egan for the first Wrexham corner. They are very useful on the counter-attack when they work it forward quickly, and that was the first exhibition of it.
Well, it was excellent, wasn't it? Taking responsibility, driving forward, the way to pass out to the right channel was excellent. Energy busting forward, and taking the opportunity. End product, what a ball that is! Straight right into the middle of the 6-yard box. Palmer was there, but again, know your players, know what the quality's coming in. Can you go and be on the end of that one there?
Luke Young's going to take the corner. 5 red shirts to try and hit, far too close to the goalkeeper. And Davis can make a very comfortable save. Davis reintroduced in place of Wes Foderingham into the Sheffield United side today. The cup goalkeeper for the Blades, who won 2-0 at Millwall in round 3. Wrexham, for their part, in their 6th match in this cup run. They drew with Blythe Spartans away in the 4th qualifying round before beating them by the odd goal in 5 to get through. Then saw off Oldham and Farnborough, and then most impressively Coventry, where at one stage they were 4-1 up before winning 4-3 in round 3, earning them this round 4 tie. It's their first since 2000, their last when they lost at Cambridge back in 2000. Here's Jebison for Sheffield United, firing one in, decent stop. Howard diving down to his right, got a strong right hand to it to help it on its way past, and out of play for another corner. Sheffield United's third. 1-0 they lead.
It's too easy, Jim. It's too easy. Ollie McBurney in the centre of the pitch on the halfway line, able to turn. There's 3 red shirts around them. You know, they have to make sure there's contact, there's a challenge there. And then when Jebison gets it, when he's mobile and he's moving, you know, it's always going to be hard work. But they have to get. It can't be so easy for him to turn and roll this man. Can there be presence there? Can there be contact? Can they force him back the way?
Doyle's going to take the corner. Plenty of movement in that near post area. Jebison tried to make a run. It was whacked away by the Wrexham contingent. Mullin's going to chase after it, and he might end up with the ball at his feet. He's done well to shepherd it out of play for a throw, which he's taken quickly and very intelligently, and he makes his run onto the return ball. Lee in the middle again. Cross comes in, deflected away, and it's another Wrexham corner amidst great audible encouragement from the Welshman in the crowd.
Yeah, well, it's excellent from Mullin, isn't it? You know, I think he's on his own, gets the throw, and he's got the initiative to take it quickly and create that space down that right side. And again, just can he get the cross in? Because there's 2 red shirts in the box there. But anyway, can they go and attack this corner? There's been a great reaction. I think Phil Parker will be disappointed conceding the goal, but the way they're growing into the match, the way they're using the ball, he'll be pleased with that.
Lee, Cleworth and Tozer, 3 Wrexham players standing by the penalty spot. Palmer trying to get into the near post area. McBurney back there, as tall as just about anybody else, can knock it away. And now Sheffield United on the counter-attack might be able to make headway. It was Ford that was deceived, played for by McAtee. Sliding challenge by Young was magnificent and probably goal-saving, because had he not got to that, Doyle would have had the opportunity to fire past Wrexham goalkeeper Howard. And it was a very good piece of covering from the Wrexham captain, the Devonian Luke Young. Brought down in the midfield again by Sheffield United, who lead courtesy of that McBurney goal just past the minute mark. Shot from distance, really well struck, and it was moving in the air from Doyle. And diving away to his right, Howard has been able to beat it away. McBurney headed away by Tozer as he whipped it inside the penalty area. Now he comes back out to the Blades left once more for McAtee. McAtee exchanging passes over on that far touchline. Norwood now in support for him. Bogle has found his way from right wing back to inside left. Cleworth mopping up, getting it back to his goalkeeper. And Howard is able to clear towards halfway. Mullin, nice touch from him again. Palmer linking the play up. Work back through the midfield for Young, heeding the cry of man on as Basham retreated. Now Wrexham sticking their foot on the ball and able to calm things down with Jones. It's 1-0 to Sheffield United. We played 24 minutes. Yeah,
it's important that they just don't, like Mullin made the run into the right channel. It's important they don't just keep firing it down. Although it is with quality, they have to take their moments and keep that ball in the centre of the pitch as well. Get the breather in as well. Get those little passes in.
Now Young with a touch that went back inside his own penalty area. Tozer made sure it didn't go to Jebison. When it's played for, there's wrestling going on between Ahmed Odzic and Palmer. And the referee thought it was 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Play goes on, and the Blades are still in possession. Sheffield United leading it 1-0. It's in the FA Cup. It's live on Talksport with Carling, the official beer partner of the Emirates FA Cup. 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. Big, high, booming clearance from O'Connor. Now at the heart of that Wrexham back line, having started in midfield, but shifted to the back line because of the injuries. And the ball is out of play for a throw that O'Connor himself will go across to take. I mean, the home record is startlingly good. Played 16, won 16, scored 57. They've conceded only 14, so they've scored 4 times as many here as they've conceded. Clearly they're playing against a level of opposition that is superior, being a championship side to any that they face so far, but there will be a confidence here for Wrexham. We've seen that with a good response to the concession of the goal.
I totally agree. I think they've kind of weathered that storm, albeit I think Sheffield United have had a couple of opportunities from distance. You're looking at the opportunity Tommy Doyle took over there. We're in a perfect line of it. It's moving all the time. Howard makes an excellent save, but like you say, they're taking their moments. It's important that every opportunity, can they step up? It's important that they don't kind of get deeper and deeper, because that just makes it harder for the likes of Palmer and Mullen to kind of affect the game without the ball in any way. So it's important that midfield is always within touching distance, well, as in communication distance, and and they use it. When the pass is on to play, they keep possession of the ball and not just go from back to front.
Palmer for Wrexham. He's done well to squeeze the ball into space for Jones. And Jones will play it out to the Wrexham right-hand side for Ford. Cleworth making a run forward. Used him as the decoy, works it back in. Mullin just trying to feather it back into his path. Didn't quite get it right. The blades knock it away. Jebison always a good outlet with his pace. Odzic whacking it forward and Jebison getting there first, and now he will make his way down the right-hand side of the penalty area. Checks back, tries to get away from O'Connor, pulling it back for Doyle. Right-footed ball in from the blonde-haired midfielder. That's headed away then by Jones, who was given a shove in the process. And the free kick goes Wrexham's way. Last game that they didn't win here was a big one. It was the playoff against Grimsby last season that they lost 5-4. They've had a 7-5 win here this season. I mean, it is a place for entertainment.
Well, it's for goals, isn't it? I think the fans are delighted with what they're seeing. At the minute, I think the fans, even as we hear it now, they'll be happy that they're keeping possession of the ball. They're using it well, but there need to be more chances at the end. They have had opportunities to put better balls in, to pick something out. Mullen had that opportunity where he's running across the box and he cuts it back and it's cut out by Egan, but he can take it towards goal himself. Commit the defender and then you release it.
Well, round 4, we've seen Arsenal and Liverpool eliminated. Liverpool beaten 2-1 at Brighton in our first game of the day. The final tie of the round is tomorrow. It's also live on Talksport. Derby against West Ham. Adam Bridge talking through the action in the East Midlands tomorrow. 7 o'clock build-up for a 7:45 kick-off there, as Lee lost possession inside the penalty area. The claims that he was fouled came from the Wrexham fans, not from Lee himself. There was a clear challenge by Doyle. Yeah,
it was excellent play from Lee, though. Good hold-up play. Faded to go one way, then he's got away from his man, but like you say, Doyle just watching the ball all the time. Very timely challenge inside the box. Was it a penalty kick? Lee never asked for it.
Well, Lee coming from good footballing stock. I mentioned earlier that his dad played in 2 FA Cup finals. Doyle against him there, also from good footballing stock. Both of his grandfathers were in the 1969 Manchester City side that won the competition. Michael Doyle and also Glyn Pardo as well. Tozer is going to take another long throw here. Wrexham with nearly half an hour gone, trying to get themselves back on level terms. Tozer arches the back, hurls it in. Another brilliant throw with great distance on it. Didn't quite have the flat trajectory that time. And then he loses the second ball, and Bogle goes down holding his face. I think Tozer leans over to make sure he's okay. Didn't appear to be that the boot was raised too high, but it is going to be a free kick which will be taken by the Blades about 10 yards outside their box. What do you make of that, Chris?
Yeah, it was a strong challenge. I think obviously Bogle going in, win the first challenge, and then the ball was there to be won. Both were in, both committed, strong, and obviously Bogle's come off with worse off there, but I don't think there was any intent from Tozer. The referee had a clear view, and I don't think he even gave the free kick until the reaction of Bogle on the floor.
So Wrexham 0, Sheffield United 1. McBurney in the second minute. Tomorrow, as I mentioned, Derby West Ham. Then the live cup action switches back to the Carabao Cup. Tuesday night, Newcastle Southampton. Wednesday, Manchester United against Forest. Both of the home teams with the advantage after away wins in the first leg. Find out if they can hold on to make it through to the final, which will bring you live February the 26th from Wembley here on Talksport. Now, it's not just live football. We're 2 weeks away from Super Bowl 57. Live from Arizona on Talksport tonight. We're going to find out who'll be going for the ultimate prize when we bring you exclusive commentary of the AFC Championship game between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs. That's 11 tonight on Talksport. Bogle's still down receiving treatment. There's going to be a lot of time added on at the end of the first half here at the racecourse ground. He's the third player who is going to be receiving lengthy treatment. We've seen a delayed replay. He's gone down holding his face. There didn't appear to be too much contact with his face.
Well, they're treating something, Jim. You know, they're looking at both physios here are.
No, he did get caught. I've done him a disservice, Chris. I do apologise. He has just maybe got a finger in the eye, and there is a fair bit of blood pouring from the nose. It didn't look like much of contact, maybe just a glancing blow. It has clearly done some damage, and he's struggling. He'll be patched up and able to continue, but he did definitely get caught there by Bentosa.
Yeah, was it just a flailing arm? Was it just? Yeah, it's one of them. You know, I think they both went in for to challenge the ball. There was no intent there, and like you say, it happens, doesn't it? He did straight away stand over him and apologise and check that he was okay as well. Toza.
Well, Bogle is coming off the field with a black towel. I would imagine there's a bit of red on it as well. Just being pressed to the nose, and they'll try and stem the flow of blood. And Sheffield United temporarily will be down to 10 now. Possession pretty much 50-50. The Blades with the better chances, actually. All three shots on target in the game have gone their way, and clearly the McBurney had at the most significant moment of the game so far. Sheffield United leading it 1-0. And it's a long clearance from goalkeeper Davis as we get back underway. McBurney able to pick up the seconds near the edge of the Wrexham penalty area. O'Connor was in there. It's returned by Norwood, and McFadzean very calmly heads it back to his goalkeeper, and they can build again. What do Wrexham need to do more of, Chris?
I think they just have to, I think when the ball goes from back to front into the likes of Palmer and Mullen, they have to support. I understand that defensively they're protecting the back five, the two that are sitting there, but they have to then have the freedom to go.
Mullin from distance, and the goalkeeper could watch it high and wide. It was the strike of a man who's really on top of his game, flying one in from 25 yards out, but couldn't quite hit the target. And it hits the hoardings in front of the building side behind that goal at the town end of the ground. Out of play for a goal kick, and it's still 1-0 to the Blades. Well,
Adam Davis was a little bit too comfortable. I think the ball was moving, it was struck well. It did dip just after it went, but it was only a foot over the crossbar there, but it was coming at some pace as well.
Still, Bogle is being patched up right in front of us. And as a consequence, Sheffield United with a numerical disadvantage, a temporary one. A long ball played for Jebison, chasing after it, couldn't get anything on it, and it goes through for Howard.
See, I think with that man advantage, I think this is when they have to go a little bit more direct. Can the likes of Lee kind of get a little bit closer to Mullen and Palmer? See, it's a nothing ball. There's not even any pressure on McFadzean there. He has to put it into Palmer, into the body, into Mullen, into the body, and then the likes of Lee and Young, can they go up and support and pick up second balls, and then start the build up and start the play from there again.
Ahmedodzic has got the ball in his hands after McFadzean just drove it straight out of play, and the throw taken forward towards halfway. A little bit of wrestling going on off the ball between Osborne and Lee. Headed back by Basham, brought down by Palmer. Ollie Palmer switching it through the midfield at the edge of the centre circle. Jones to Cleworth and out to Ford. And Ford working it back down the right-hand side of the penalty area. Palmer is waiting, but they couldn't supply him with the ball. Sheffield United give it away. Over on the far touchline, it's Osborne that's just passed it straight out. And a throw that'll be taken on the Wrexham right-hand side, and no surprise that it's Bentosa who will come across to take it. So the three long throws we've seen so far have come from the left. This one will come from the right. And again, it's the cue for the aerial targets to make their way forward. O'Connor is in there. McBurney's trying to deal with him right in front of the goalkeeper. It's a very congested 6-yard box with 3, 6, 7, 9 players in within 6-7 yards of goal. Palmer standing hands on hips. Ahmedodzic is the man that's detailing him. Cantosa get the delivery right here into that congested near post area, looking for the flick. Basham with a commanding header away. Straight back out for Bentosa again. more than happy to let the ball run back out of play for another throw. That's the quality of his throws. He'd rather do that than drive it back in with a cross. In it comes again, and Egan heads that one, and similarly he will let it run out of play for another throw.
Well, the first one, he had so much time that
In it comes again, another long throw, no delay. It breaks to the edge of the penalty area for Young, who has a snapshot which sails wide.
See, Young has a couple of opportunities that he can take it down on the chest and just get the ball down, but he's choosing to put the head through it. And with the quality that he's got, I'm thinking, you know what, you have to be dominant, you have to take responsibility there, get the ball down, and the same there as well. Take the touch, take the control, keep possession. Can it go back out to Tozer? Can it come to the left side for the ball to come in, rather than just trying to kind of, I don't know if it was just trying to put it back in first time, but he's got the quality that he can just keep possession of the ball.
Sheffield United winning it back with Jebison. Did score a Premier League goal as a teenager before the Blades relegation. And a sliding challenge comes in and puts the ball out of play for a Wrexham throw. It's a beautiful night here in North Wales. A nice sunset, the sky over on the far side above the stand that we're looking at, with nice pinky hues. Away to the left over town, the sky's a little bit more menacing, some dark clouds. Nothing too menacing for Sheffield United to deal with so far on the field, protecting this 1-0 lead. So McFadzean plays it back for Lee, who played the ball one side of McBurney and tried to run the other. Norwood comes across and puts it out of play for another throw. Not quite in Tozer territory, although the big number 4 suggests that it is, and O'Connor is more than happy to delegate responsibility to the centre half.
See, I don't mind this at all, Jim, from this angle as well, because it can make the run into the channel, receive it into the body, or it can flick it either side. He goes short.
He does go short, shows for the return ball, and he's got it from Lee. Back into Elliot Lee again, right-footed. He's clipped it into the feet inside the penalty area. Palmer trying to roll his man. Lee firing it across, and it bounces out for Mullin. Mullin with a nice touch, gets it back. No, doesn't quite get it back. O'Connor saw his run and tried to flick it round the corner of Osborne, but it was cleared.
Jim, it's got to be better. It was excellent play as well. Mullin, little give and go to O'Connor there. He had so much room for error. The ball has to fall in the path of Mullin there, and there's not enough pace on it, and it's cut out easily by Egan there. But that's a massive opportunity, because if the Mullin gets it in behind the defensive line of Sheffield United there, he's getting an opportunity to goal.
Mullin trying his luck from about 21-22 yards. Another effort on target, but one that was comfortably saved by Adam Davis. And Sheffield United bring it forward with Basham. 7 to go to half time. That could easily be 5-6 minutes added on at the end of this first half.
And the rest, I think, Jim.
Yeah, it could be more, couldn't it? This had been a World Cup game, it would have been 25. The ball's with Egan. Egan to Norwood. You will judge by the sounds behind us. We are right in the midst of the Wrexham supporters, sitting right in front of us, always guilty. I'm not the tallest myself, but always guilty to see you seat in a congested press box like this and find out you've got an 8-year-old sitting behind you. There's not a chance he's seeing anything past us. It's out of play for a throw, which Sheffield United will take, and Osborne will go across to take it over on the far side in front of the newest of the stands here at the racecourse ground, with its curving roof over on that far touchline. Osborne getting it back from McBurney, the goal scorer. Played into the feet of McAtee. Just twisting and turning. Osborne waving his legs over the top of the ball, and in conjunction with McBurney, who's still waiting, that eventually recycle it all the way back inside their own half. Sheffield United's good pressure this from the front. Davis will be able to clear, but the crowd appreciating what Palmer did off the ball there. Wrexham win the seconds in the midfield, and that was a cynical push on Lee by Doyle. Probably good free kick to give away, truth be told, because it stopped Wrexham getting the ball forward quickly on the counter-attack. Tozer's got it now, finding Young, former Plymouth and Torquay midfielder. Now back he goes for Tozer again. Tozer, high, long, right-footed ball. And it's chased by McFadzean, pushing forward a little bit more down the left-hand side now for Wrexham. Sheffield United can neatly play their way out with Ahmed Odzic. McFadzean in with a strong challenge, and then Doyle clearing it. Hit McFadzean again to be brought down by Mullin. Lee picking it up. Lee with Bogle coming are back into the fray, having returned to action, having had that facial wound sorted out. And Wrexham get another long throw in Tozer territory, a chance to launch it in the box with 5 to go to half-time.
Well, I would say McFadzean kept it alive there. A couple of nice kind of tasty challenges as well. But Mullen just has that little bit extra quality. He's always looking to get it down and play. He's aware of the space around him. Really impressed with him so far.
Tozer taking this a little bit shorter. It's thrown forward into the feet of Mullen. Comes back for Tozer again. Now can he deliver with his left foot or his right? Doesn't look too convinced that he can. Bogle has stopped him being able to deliver, but again the loose ball will be picked up by a man in a red shirt, and it's good play by Jones, twisting as he kept it in. He has kept it in despite the appeals of Jefferson. Didn't keep it in the second time of asking. Bogle was just in there strongly. He didn't foul him, and it's throw to Sheffield United down by their own corner flag.
Well, it's poor from Wrexham. You know, I think they have the opportunity to put the ball in the box. They've got that physicality in there. Tozer gives it to Mullen's shot and wants it back, but he's no intention of crossing the ball, as we've just seen 10 minutes ago across the other side. So put the ball in with the weapon that you've got, the long throw, and then pick up the second ball, if not get an opportunity at goal.
Bogle has nicked a few yards before taking the throw. Is well headed back by McFadzean and picked up here by Ollie Palmer. Palmer with the shot, well blocked by Egan. There was a shot from distance, the loose ball breaking through the midfield towards McAtee. And then Palmer very quickly back in the defensive duty. And he did well to win that back. That was a really good contribution, and you can hear his name being chanted by the Wrexham fans around us. A good play by Ollie Palmer, who has faced the Blades before in his FA Cup career, back in his Orient days. On the wrong end of a 6-0 defeat that day. It's going to be a lot closer than that today. 1-0 though, Sheffield United lead they have since the second minute. Ahmedhodzic playing it forward. And a big chip inside the penalty area, and not the good effect to be easily picked up by the Wrexham goalkeeper Mark Howard. Howard, who did play in the Sheffield United side that reached the semi-finals back in 2014. So there is experience, and good deep experience in this Wrexham side. Giving away a free kick here though. Mullen has fouled Basham.
It's a silly foul to give away there. You know, there's no need. Just get yourself your body up against Basham, pin the ball, make sure it sticks. You know, he's trying to go in behind it. It was a poor ball, really.
Ahmedhodzic down towards the Sheffield United right for Bogle. Bogle, who's dragged McFadzean with him into a central area, and the loose ball breaks the way of the Wrexham left back. And the right back forward can chip it forward in towards Mullen. Was he fouled by Basham? Even Basham stopped expecting the whistle. Nothing came, and he'll continue his run forward now. Chris Basham down the left-hand side of the box. Chance for the Blades to deliver from that side. Have they won a corner? Yes, they have. They're fourth of the game with 2 minutes plus stoppage time to go to the break.
Well, the referee surely has to look at the body language of players. You know, I think Basham even stopped, as you said in your commentary there, on the challenge on Mullen. The referee's watching it. I'm thinking it's a foul all day long. You know, but again, it's when they have to now be switched on. They don't want to concede another goal. It's important that they stay very much in the game, and they have been in this game, Jim.
So Doyle has gone across to take this corner. Right-footed, very, very deep. McBurney coming round the back, but it curved all the way past him through the 6-yard box, straight out of play without bouncing. And it's a goal kick which will be taken by Wrexham. Well, they have given a decent account of themselves. There was never any danger really that wouldn't be the case. But they find themselves trailing, and Sheffield United, having taken the lead, have been happy just to sit back and try and soak up the pressure by and large, such as it's been. Yeah, but
I expected to see more from Sheffield United, I have to say. I think getting that goal, it should calm the nerves. You've got the goal, go and get the second. I've got to say there, it will be concerning to Phil Parkinson. Again, Ollie McBurney free. You know, that ball was meant straight off the training ground as well. Big one to the back post area. It was always covering away from McBurney, but again, unmarked, Jim.
Lee wins the throw. 15 yards from the edge of the penalty area. McFadzean will come forward to take this for Wrexham. Place your bets then on how many extra minutes there will be at the end of this first half after the injuries to Hayden and Tunnicliffe and the lengthy stoppage for Bogle's facial injury.
I'm going with 9, Jim. I'm going with 9.
I'll go with 6. We'll find out in a moment as the ball is on the right-hand side of the box, whipped in and headed away well by Egan. It comes out for Lee. 7 minutes it is.
You win.
I'll take it. Wrexham forced to defend as Norwood goes long. Jebison, the goalkeeper, might get there. He does get there. Had to very quickly get his hands down by his side. He's way outside the penalty area, Howard. And had Jebison got any touch past him there, he would really have been struggling. Goes down in the end, as well judged, good anticipation, good goalkeeping.
Well, I've got to say, I think Jebison there is pulled out of it a little bit. I think he's got to be strong there. He takes the touch. He's always going to get there first. Howard is already committed there, Jim. I think if Jebison takes the touch, it's one of them. Howard takes him out there. I don't think it's a red card because it's going away from goal, but he's definitely going to get a yellow card there.
Foul on McFadzean. Free kick to Wrexham. 15 yards inside the Blades half. Daniel Jebison has scored 2 goals in his last 3 games, including one in the third round win at Millwall. It's only his 4th start of the season today. And Jai, one of the prize assets of Sheffield United, is there on the bench. One of the other prize assets, Sander Berger, isn't involved, not in the matchday squad here in North Wales today. And the Blades are a man light in terms of the matchday squad. They've got 2 rookie teenagers on the bench and a man short as well. In comes the free kick, swung in by O'Connor, plenty of curve on it, falls for Lee. Oh, he struck it so sweetly, but it had so many bodies to successfully get past that it stood very little chance of being able to test the goalkeeper, but he didn't half strike it well.
He's connected very well with it, Elliot Lee there, and it was definitely going goalwards, like you say, a lot of bodies for it to get through, but that's all you can ask for. Good ball in, Sheffield United aren't clearing the area fantastically well, but picking up that ball just at the edge of the box in the second phase.
And McFadzean with the throw forward. Jones with a high up and under. Basham just eased under it by Palmer. And it's a free kick which will be taken by Sheffield United.
It's a poor challenge from Ollie Palmer there though, Jim. He's go up and challenge. It's up in the air a long time, you're watching it. Basham's going up and claiming, and then Ollie Palmer thinks he can just go in and put the shoulder on him. It's a poor challenge. It's still one to give away. Keep the pressure on Sheffield United in these dying minutes and force them back, but go up and challenge, keep it alive, and then pick up second balls.
Jebison chasing the channels again. And found that the ball was just a little bit too hot. Went out of play for a throw that Wrexham will take on their right. And still very little in it in terms of possession. Still Sheffield United have had the majority of shots on target, but it's Wrexham that are racking up the half chances now. Had almost twice as many attempts on goal as the Blades. Started the weekend 71 places above Wrexham in the Football League pyramid. There's a Wrexham side unbeaten in 22. They've lost only 2 of their 36 games in all competitions this season. They've already scored nearly 100 goals in those 36 games, but they need at least one without reply in the second half. First half stoppage time, 1-0 to Sheffield United on the front foot again. If they won another corner, they have. It was a decent delivery from Osborne. And it's gone out of play for a corner which will be taken over on that far side. Wrexham 0, Sheffield United 1 the score, and Nord will go across to take it.
Yeah, I'm just watching this now because Ollie McBurney's getting far too much time and space. I know Tunnicliffe was marking him very poorly for the goal, but I'm just trying to see, is it Jones, James Jones that's marking him? But he's getting far too much space, and like you say, on his day he can be unplayable. Again, free at the back.
And he's come round the back to him, he's headed it back, and at the near post it was then well saved by the goalkeeper. It was a brilliantly worked set piece, very deep towards McBurney, and Basham couldn't get there. But here's an opportunity for Wrexham, well saved, easily saved in the end. Now a challenge inside the penalty area, and the referee says no penalty.
Oh, he's
Jebison
wrong.
Turning it forward. Jebison bringing it. He's got McBurney in space to his right. Jebison towards the edge of the penalty area, still taking them on. Well swept up at the back by Tozer, who will clear, but should it have been a penalty?
Yeah, for me, it should have been a penalty. There's a red shot. Yeah, to be fair, it's a great save from Davies there, but the ball's bouncing and it's not cleared. You're thinking there's just going to be a Sheffield United to put it through and get it clear. But like you say, there's I'm trying to think who it was. The red shot. Was it Lee? But he was taken out. I'm waiting for the replay to come up here, Jim.
Well, the referee didn't even really give it a cursory glance, and was happy for play to continue. Sheffield United get it forward, but Wrexham win it back with a throw, taken by Young, Palmer, and then brought down by McBurney. McBurney turning, Jefferson holding it up. They're trying to bring Doyle into it. Wrexham again winning it back. They've been more than game. They will feel that they deserve at least a share of parity coming up to half-time, but they still 1-0 down as they've been for the vast majority of the game. Jefferson taking it towards the byline. He's got Lee trying to stop him getting a cross in. He's right down by the corner flag. Doyle there in support, and they're able to knock it away. But the space that Sheffield United had ceded with Basham forward to attack that last set piece, with a header from the nod from McBurney, which was well saved by the goalkeeper. And it was that space with Basham out of position that almost gave Wrexham the opportunity to get back on level terms.
Well, there's contact, Jim. I'm looking at it in the box, and there's definitely contact. Now, I think it's Basham that comes out with it in the end, but there is contact on a Wrexham player going in. I think it is Lee, just looking at it on the replay.
Lee plays it forward, but it doesn't fall for Young. Norwood, McBurney flicked on towards the edge of the penalty area. Jefferson is there. It's easily cleared by McFadzean. Brought down by the Blades, but behind Basham, who had to recover, and in doing so has only passed the ball through the midfield for Mullin. Mullin taking it on, going down, foul right on the edge of the area from Egan. It's a yellow card, and it's about a foot outside the penalty area.
Well, I've got to say, Egan's very, very lucky there. What I will say is, when Mullins took the touch, it's a big touch. I think Davies is going to come out and claim the ball anyway. So that's the reason why I think Egan gets a yellow card. If the ball's a little bit closer to Mullin there, it's a red card, because it's a goal-scoring opportunity.
While the Wrexham fans making their voices heard, Dean Whitestone immediately showing the yellow card, and John Egan is the first player to have his name.
They're asking for a penalty, but it was right on the line, wasn't it?
Well, I think it was clearly outside the box. A good yard outside the box. I think the referee's absolutely got it right. 4 Wrexham players standing over it. I think Egan, canny enough to know, get the geography of the situation absolutely right. And he knew that he had to make the challenge before he got to the line, and did so in the nick of time. So he's got a yellow card, John Egan. Mullin, the player that stands over this free kick. Will he go for brute force? Will there be a little bit of finesse in it? Luke Young is also a more than interested bystander. Lee is there. Lee moves away. Palmer is standing on the edge of the wall, which effectively is 10 strong for Sheffield United. I mean, there are gaps in the 10, but there is a line of 10 in white. The goalkeeper's gotten very little chance of being able to see anything at all here.
Wall has to do its job here, Jim.
It's Mullin! Well, he took that the same way that he takes his penalties. Plenty of brute force, but it didn't get past the wall, which stood firm. And the Bogle on this near touchline has the ball in his hands as the half-time whistle blows. But we haven't been disappointed. It's been a mouth-watering FA Cup tie. Such a good spectacle. Sheffield United taking the lead 63 seconds in with an Ollie McBurney header. Wrexham will feel they've probably been slightly the better side since then. They've walked to their task as the half has gone on, but it is Sheffield United that have the half-time lead, 1-0.
Jim, thank you very much. Well, what an exhilarating first half. And I've got to say, after the first 10 minutes, Chris Ewellamo, when Wrexham went a goal down and had 2 centre-halves subbed off injured, I thought this is going to be a long, long evening for Wrexham. But boy, have they played their part in that first half, and they probably should be on level terms.
Yeah, I have to agree, Adrian. I think they recovered really well. I was thinking the exact same. You know, losing Tunnicliffe, losing Hayden, two big players for them as well. But like you say, you've got a corner dropping in as centre back. Jones has come on in midfield. You know, I think they've handled it well. I think they've took the opportunity to get the passes in, you know, and they go from back to front with quality. I have to say, sometimes it has to be a little bit more. You look at Palmer, he's been isolated. Mullin, he's been isolated at times. When that ball goes from back to front, they have to make sure that those midfield bodies get up and support second balls. But they've created chances. They've got into good areas where I think the pass could be a little bit better, but they've tested Davies on a number of occasions.
They have. The free kick at the end, Ryan Reynolds, I've got the binoculars trained on Ryan Reynolds. When it wasn't given as a penalty and when there was no red for John Egan, he was shaking his head. He wanted one or the other. The referee has given no benefit of the doubt to Wrexham whatsoever in anything, I think, in the first half. He's given them no little advantage whatsoever. There's no reason why he should, but they will be feeling aggrieved. But it was definitely outside the box.
It was definitely, Jim called it, I think foot outside the box. The big thing for me was John Egan, he was last man. The touch from Mullen was a big touch. I think goalkeeper came out and claimed it. So I think if he just took it back, it was a little bit closer to Mullen, the red card has to come out.
It does, but that goal for Sheffield United early on, you were talking before about your old boss Phil Parkinson and set pieces, a speciality. Just attacking set pieces, not defending ones, no?
No, both, and they'll be so disappointed, JJ, and you're spot on. The way it is, I think that there's 4v4 around the penalty spot. Now, if I'm marking a man, I'm touch tight. If there's players in my way, I'm pushing them out of the way and I'm making sure that my man, if he then arts, I'm going all the way with him. You can't keep the distance and allow him to get any yards in front of you, because the ball was perfect. He got the contact, all the pace was on the cross, and he just steered it goalwards. You can't do nothing. Tunnicliffe, it was poor defending. I don't know if it was a coming together of him and Hayden. I'm still trying to work out who came together and why they went off. But so disappointing, because it's the first corner. That's the one, if anything, you have to be switched on and concentrated for.
And there was another corner, very similarly. Wrexham allowed McBurney free at the far. You were going crazy next to me.
Well, I couldn't understand it, because straight away they'd done it just previous, but it was the ball kept arcing away from McBurney. But he's got so much space at the back post area. Again, I'm watching who's marking him. I think it's Jones that's came on that's taking his man. But touch tight, you can't then just watch the ball and let your man go, because again, there was an attempt on goal, because McBurney put it back into the danger area. There was a player alive to it that just steered it goalwards, and like you say, Howard was alive and just came out, took it well. But they have to be touch tight. Take responsibility, mark your man, don't give anything away in this game.
A very quick one. If you're a player, Wrexham player coming off the field of play at half-time and down the tunnel, are you trying to get in the ear of the referee a bit? Come on, give us something.
Well, there's some experienced players that will be having that chat to the referee all the while. I think that the challenge on Lee, if the referee had given it a penalty, I think there's contact in the box. I don't think there'd be much argument against it. But the referee was adamant straight away. He must have had a clear view. He said there was no contact. But like you say, that could very easily have went the other way. But yeah, there'll be... down the tunnel, as the game's going on, referee, you've got to give us something here. There's a few that you've missed. Simple as that.
Well, they'll be looking for any kind of advantage. They haven't really had anything from the referee. I'm not saying they should do, but that's the way football works. Try and get that minimum of a fraction of a percentage, and it might just swing it back Wrexham's way. Brilliant first half live on Talksport, but the non-league side trail 1-0 to Championship Sheffield United. Now, earlier, we brought you a superb FA Cup fourth round tie as Brighton left it late to beat the current holders Liverpool 2-1 at the Amex. After the match, Brighton boss Roberto De Zerbi spoke to Joe Shannon.
Well, I don't know. I don't expect nothing. I would like Casado can stay with us to finish the season. I spoke a lot of time with Tony, with David there about the squad. I think we have to improve the squad, because we need some players in some position, but I am only the coach, and my work is to stay to give the quality of play, to give idea of my players.
He's doing all right, isn't he? Roberto De Zerbi doing even better, improving on what Graham Potter left him at Brighton. We did hear from Jurgen Klopp earlier, unhappy to concede 2 set-piece goals. And what about going back to the winning side? Seagull skipper Lewis Dunk got his side back on level terms this afternoon. He also spoke to Joe after the game.
You've got a habit of getting results against Liverpool this season. Do you put it down to anything in particular?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just happened that way. I think we go into the game, we prepare every game as we do, and every game with the same mindset. We want to win a game of football. 2 sides against each other, and we've come out on top.
Everybody knows how much you love the club. Is it special to see just how well you're doing at the moment, kind of in the league and in the cup as well now?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we've come a long way since I've been here, and yeah, it's nice to be having some success. We haven't had no real success. We've got a long way to go to get any real success. We've got another half of the season to go in the Premier League and a long way to go in the cup. So yeah, who knows what can happen the second half of the season.
Lewis Dunk with the equaliser. I'm not convinced he knew too much about it, but he got the equaliser for Brighton against Liverpool. They went on to get an injury time winner. At least one Liverpool player should have been sent off, maybe two, as things got a little bit filthy from the FA Cup holders, who are now out of the competition. More reaction on Talksport Breakfast tomorrow morning from 6 a.m. Laura Woods and Ali McCoist reacting to that and the rest of a big weekend of FA Cup action across the Talksport network. A weekend where City and United went through, but Premier League leaders Arsenal and those holders Liverpool both went out. They always have great guests on the show. Rennie Mullenstein is on tomorrow, the former Man United assistant. They'll get reaction to the transfer news, including Anthony Gordon completing his move from Everton to Newcastle today. And as always, Laura and Ali always have a laugh.
His wife's sitting there, and after an hour she says, "You don't care about me anymore." He says, "What do you mean?" He says, "You don't care about me. You've no noticed then, have you?" And he looked at her, he went, aye, you've had your hair done. She says, "No, I've no had my hair done." "You've had a manicure?" "No, I've no had my lashes done. I've got a crash helmet on."
We did hear some rumours of cheating. Could you put the record straight?
Honestly, Laura, you've never seen anything like it. He was unbelievable. He used to write the names down on the inside of his hand and everything. He used to be unbelievable.
We always talk about players having to become these robots. Don't make the managers do that as well.
She done it on Virgin Radio.
Aye.
They get cornflakes, they get Rice Krispies, they get you name the whole lot. We've got nothing up at our end.
Well, what do you want me to do about it? I'm only here 2 days a week now. You want me to complain to the bosses?
Burns evenings and Burns suppers, where traditionally we eat haggis, tatties. Get that dumped immediately.
Ali. Him and Laura back tomorrow from 6 a.m. with Talksport Breakfast. Scottish Premiership, earlier finished Livingston 0, Hearts 0, Dundee United 0, Celtic 2 is the latest score with around about 17 minutes left. Jota just after half-time, and a few minutes later an Aaron Moy penalty has put the champions in command at Tannadice. Up next on Talksport is the second half of Wrexham 0, Sheffield United 1.
FA Cup Live on Talksport with Carling, the official beer partner of the Emirates FA Cup. 18 plus, please drink responsibly.
Giving the lounge that lick of paint once this week's out the way. Putting off that first run until the rain stopped. We've all been there, waiting until everything's just right to make a move. But if you speak to NatWest, we could help you get your 2023 plans into action. Don't worry about the run. You've got goals to chase. Kickstart your year with NatWest. NatWest. Tomorrow begins today.
Hi there. What's the purpose of your visit? Business or leisure?
Ketchup, mustard, hot dog, waffles. Load of waffles.
With return flights to New York from £342, you'll find any excuse to travel. The British Airways original sale is ending soon. Book your excuse at ba.com/sale. Sale ends 31st of January. Limited availability. Terms and conditions apply.
My name is Michael and I've been a care worker with Stephen for 12 years now. It's been brilliant to support him to enjoy a more independent life. So much so that now he's helping others with learning disabilities.
My name is Stephen. I now coach other people with autism. I don't think I would have the confidence without Michael's support.
You just really admire how he's grown as a person over these years.
Search Care Careers now for a job made with understanding, made with teamwork, made with care.
Sports time. Tomorrow morning from 6.
Talksport Breakfast. Hello, I'm Laura Woods.
And I'm Ali McCoist.
We'll bring you all the fallout from the weekend's FA Cup action, and we'll give you the latest involving your club as we edge towards the end of the transfer window. Talksport Breakfast.
Built on banter.
Who are you?
Who are you? Tomorrow morning from 6 on Talksport.
Get your teeth into it.
Game day. Football commentary forged in fire and brimstone.
Tucked into the near post.
FA Cup Game Day Live
on Talksport.
Well, South Africa won the second ODI by 5 wickets and complete a series victory over England. The third one-dayer is live and exclusive on Talksport 2 Wednesday. They are playing for pride. More than pride at stake here at the Racecourse Ground, where it's Wrexham 0, Sheffield United 1, and here's the half-time highlights with Carling.
FA Cup half-time highlights on Talksport with Carling, the official beer partner of the Emirates FA Cup.
First Blake's corner, taken from the right-hand side, in towards the near post, and they're ahead. 63 seconds on the clock, and Sheffield United take the lead. And a diving header at the near post, coming from Ollie McBurney to steer it over the line. Wrexham have had precious few impediments at home this season, but they've got a big one here with the first attack of the game. And he's come round the back to him, he's headed it back, and at the near post it was then well saved by the goalkeeper. But here's an opportunity for Wrexham, well saved, easily saved in the end. Now a challenge inside the penalty area, and the referee says no penalty. Well swept up at the back by Tozer, who will clear, but should it have been a penalty?
Yeah, for me, it should have been a penalty.
Well, that was all thanks to Carling, the official beer partner of the Emirates FA Cup 18 plus. Please drink responsibly.
FA Cup half-time highlights on Talksport with Carling, the official beer partner of the Emirates FA Cup.
Well, let me give you the results so far today in the Sunday games. FA Cup 4th round, Brighton 2, Liverpool 1, Stoke 3, Stevenage 1 here. The latest at half-time, Wrexham 0, Sheffield United 1. Just a couple of minutes away from the second half getting underway. Scottish Premiership result, Livingston 0, Hearts 0. It's still Dundee United 0, Celtic 2 with about 15 left. Irish Premiership full-time, Newry City AFC 0, Larne 0. Larne up to second, but they'll consider it 2 points dropped as they remain 3 points behind Cliftonville. Women's FA Cup 4th round results for you. Durham 3, Palace 0, Spurs 5, London City Lionesses 0, Chelsea 3, Liverpool 2, hat-trick for Sam Kerr, Everton 0, Birmingham 1, Man City 7, Sheffield United 0, hat-trick for Bunny Shaw, Sunderland 1, Manchester United 2, both for Nikita Paris, Arsenal 9, Leeds 0, Coventry United 4, #United 0, Ipswich 0, Lewis 1, West Brom 0, Brighton 7, Wolves 0, West Ham 2, AFC Wimbledon 1, Charlton 5, Bristol City 4, Oxford United 0, and Burnley 1, Cardiff City 4. A couple more results to come. Aston Villa take on AFC Fylde at 6 p.m. tonight, and another one ongoing. Leicester 1, Reading 1 is the score with just over 10 minutes left in that one. Tomorrow we're at Pride Park for the final 4th round tie. Derby, 4th in League One, face Premier League strugglers West Ham United. Derby have won 6 games in a row. They've not lost a game since October. They're banging form. We're live on air with Sam Matface, myself, and FA Cup winner Danny Murphy from 6 p.m. on Talksport. Paul Warne, the Derby manager, will join us live on the show, and we'll have the 5th round draw for you in the FA Cup live at 7 o'clock on Talksport. Just waiting for the players to come out. Chris Suellamo, as I said before, the Durham Binoculars first half trained on Ryan Reynolds, and at one point he held up his phone to the crowd as they sang, and it was a live call to Rob McElhenney, so he's here in spirits.
No, well, it just shows you, they're so involved, aren't they? And like you said, the atmosphere was excellent. So, he'll be pleased with what he's seen. I think that he's seen a reaction from his team. They created opportunities. It's just, and the thing is as well now, they go in at half-time, Phil Parkinson and his staff can give that information that the players needed, because basically they had to get up to speed very, very quickly with the changes that they had to make in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game. So I'm expecting another push again. Now they've got to weather the storm. I'm very surprised that Sheffield United have got the goal, and they're content at 1-0, by the way. I'm surprised that they've not went out there and forced the issue, had that intensity in their play, and really put Wrexham to the sword, which I don't know if it's Paul Heckingbottom saying, you know what, we manage games, we don't drop many points from winning positions, we're experienced, we've got that about us, but I expected a little bit more from them.
Well, they've only conceded 11 in 16 away in the Championship this season, but they don't score many away. They get the job done away from home, and it sounds like that is exactly what's happening.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that at all, Adrian. I think it's all about going through to the next round, putting the points on the board in the league, and they've shown time and time again that they've got that resilience. I think they manage the game very, very well. They've got experienced organisers all over the pitch, but like you say, Wrexham asked a few questions and nearly kind of got that one over the line. So what does he say at half time to them? You know, I think you've managed it well. They've had opportunities, but you have to, I think, use the ball a little bit better.
Have we seen enough to suggest Wrexham can get back into this? Yes, we have. So let's see if they do it. It's second half about to get underway here at the racecourse in North Wales. It's Wrexham of the non-league 0. Championship high flyers Sheffield United 1, and the second 45 is live on Talksport with Chris Owellamo and Jim Proudfoot.
And Sheffield United have made a change, Adrian. Max Lowe has come on to replace James McAtee, so Osborne will move into midfield for Sheffield United, and Lowe will come on in his left wing-back role. No further changes for Wrexham, forced into 2 because of injuries to centre-halves inside the opening 5 minutes or so. We are back underway. Launch ball from Tozer, pretty much from the kick-off, straight out of play for a throw that will be taken over on the Sheffield United right. Wrexham, red shirts, white shorts, they're kicking from left to right as we look at it, and the Blades in their change kit of white with black markings and black shorts. Wrexham attacking the Kop end of the ground, away to our right-hand side. And on the back foot from the off, Jebison chasing, but it will be cleared by O'Connor. This is how the two sides line up. Wrexham Howard in goal. Ford and McFadzean at wing-back. Cleworth, Tozer and O'Connor, the three centre-halves. Jones, Young and Lee in midfield. And Palmer and Mullin up front. Sheffield United, Davis in goal. Ahmedodzic, Egan and Basham. Bogle, Doyle, Norwood, Osborne and Lowe. And McBurney and Jebison, the front two, with McBurney the man that has scored the goal, and alongside me, Jim Proudfoot, here in North Wales, is Chris Owellamo.
You know, I think it's important, you know, that Thomas O'Connor there's opportunity that you can get the ball down and play, but there's times when you've got to just put the foot through it, and that he's tried to put the foot through it when he's got so much time. He can even just roll out, open up and play it back to the goalkeeper. There's nothing wrong with just keeping possession of the ball. You know, it's important that you don't just keep giving away possession, because you've got good players, good technical players in there.
Tozer playing it forward over halfway. McFadzean to Mullin, who's scored in every round of the FA Cup so far. 7 goals he's netted. Young now, work forward towards Palmer. Has taken a deflection. It will be cleared by Chris Basham. High up and under from him. Headed down then by McBurney, but brought under control by Jones in the midfield. One of the 2 first-half substitutes for Wrexham. Down towards Ford. The Irishman playing it back for Max Cleworth. Chested down here by Jones, making his way forward. It didn't quite sit up for him to get a shot in. Osborne saw to that. It should be cleared comfortably down the left-hand side. Wrexham keeping it in for a moment down towards the corner flag, but ultimately losing the battle to be able to get it into the penalty area. And it's out of play for a goal kick.
So I don't mind it. Good quality from Cleworth down the right channel. I think Lee is always on. He's coming and showing, you know, and I think Luke Young, just give him the ball. You know, he's in space, he's a holding midfielder, he's got quality. So rather than always look for that one in behind, and it's early in the second half, so understand with quality in behind, it forces Sheffield United back, and then you can get it down and play in the midfield areas.
Have reached the quarterfinals of this competition 3 times. Have Wrexham, 74 and 78, and also in 1997 as well, when they lost at Chesterfield. Sean Dyche's Chesterfield, who were unlucky not to get to the final that year, losing a controversial semi to Middlesbrough. Free kick here to Wrexham. Wrexham in that particular cup run had won at West Ham in round 3 with a goal from Kevin Rooster Russell.
That's Ollie Palmer there again. Jim, I think excellent play, just good strength, awareness, knowing exactly what the way to pass into Luke Young as well was excellent.
McFadzean towards the edge of the penalty area here for Wrexham, an opportunity to try and get it across. Again, plenty of traffic to navigate. Lee's initial cross was blocked. A shot does come in from Young, spilt by the goalkeeper. Can they put the rebound in? Real pinball inside that penalty area. Now it's played back across the face of goal. It was Jones with the shot, which was deflected away, not quite cleared off the line. And Sheffield United almost hammered the ball out of the ground in their keenness to get it out of harm's way. And Wrexham take a throw quickly and will come again with McFadzean, and they'll leave this one for Tozer, who before he picks up the ball and the obligatory blue towel just whips the crowd up. That's the closest they've come.
Well, as soon as Luke Young got the ball, the crowd said shoot, and he took the opportunity on.
Long throw inside the penalty area, flicked on by Cleworth. It is in. 1-1. Jones with the equalising goal. A long throw, headed on, and it bounced inside the 6-yard box. For Jones, the substitute, to hook his foot around it. And listen to the pandemonium around the racecourse ground. Non-league Wrexham back on level terms against a side 71 places above them in the English league structure. It's a famous goal, and it could just be the platform for a famous win. Even the workmen on the building site are standing and celebrating. 1-1.
Well, like you say, the long throw came in, didn't it? And they just kept it alive. Go up there and contest it. It drops. I've got to say, Sheffield United will be disappointed because they've not even come out. They've not started in the second half. But like you say, Jones is alive to it. Scrappy one, but he'll take it all day long.
Well, James Jones scoring only his 4th goal of the season. Player is only on the field because of the injuries in the first half. And Wrexham are back on level terms. And they have that bit of belief. And now you would imagine that Sheffield United, who do tend to generally sit back when they go 1-0 up in games, will be a bit more proactive. But it's Wrexham on the front foot here. Mullin looking for Palmer, couldn't find him. And it should be easily cleared by Sheffield United's Chris Basham. Proper cup tie in evidence now. And the smoke from the pyros billows away to our right-hand side. Jebison chasing, stopping the ball going out of play for a goal kick. Has conceded a throw down by the corner quadrant that Cleworth will take. Wrexham 1, Sheffield United 1 on Talksport. Chris Uwelemo.
Again, I'm just looking at the goal there. You know what? I've got to say, I'll eat my words because, you know what? James Jones alive to it, a little flick on. He swivels, takes it in the air on the volley as well, on the half volley, and you know what? Fantastic goal. Like you say, Davies has no chance here whatsoever. Just alive to it. It's so important. Go win that first contact, but be alive to the second, and he was. Jones, excellent finish for him.
1-1 the scoreline. And it could be a long last 35 minutes or so as far as Sheffield United are concerned. Clearly Wrexham's best opportunity of getting the job done is here in front of this passionate home support. McBurney working it wide for Jayden Bogle. Bogle's ball through the midfield. It's brought down by Jebison, half cleared by Cleworth. McBurney doing well, stretching. Ahmed Odzic delivers, hits the nearest Wrexham player. And Young will whack it away, and he'll give Mullin something to chase. And Egan was desperate for his goalkeeper to come out. Davis did exactly that and swept it clear. Forward comes from Ford, but it's not a good ball. And Sheffield United have it back with Basham. Basham to Osborne. Osborne on halfway. Norwood now. He just pulls it back for John Egan. He will calm things down and then motion to Lowe that he's going to play it long. He does that towards the edge of the Wrexham penalty area, but Ford heads it clear, and Jones, the Wrexham goal scorer, gets it forward down towards halfway, and Palmer playing it back. Now O'Connor bringing it forward for Wrexham. One apiece, 8 minutes into the second half. Young showing for the ball in space, but it's at the feet of Lee. Now O'Connor working it down the line. Might break Mullin's way after slight miscue from Ahmed Odzic, who's forced to concede a throw, and we know where this is going.
Yeah, it's much better. You know, they want that, aren't they? They're winning all second balls. You know, they've got that imagination. They've got the idea. The ball's going forward with quality. It's sticking. They're supporting runners. They're playing through the thirds. You know, listen to the fans. They're enjoying what they're seeing. They've got the momentum at the minute, and they're putting Sheffield United on the back foot, Jim.
And Tozer is going to take this throw, launched in towards the near post, maybe a little bit deeper than that. But Palmer is waiting. Now Cleworth is in there as well. Lee showing for the short one, but it is launched long, looking for the near post flick, which was almost forthcoming. Oh, and then a snapshot from the edge of the D. It goes well wide in the end, but it was well worth a strike from Lee. It's all Wrexham at the start of the second half, Chris.
Yeah, well, it is. It was like nearly a carbon copy there, wasn't it, of the goal. I have to say, Jebison's marking on Jones has to be better. Can he go? He's rolled him far too easily. But there, like you say, not done well better in the first contact, Sheffield United, but still not clearing the area, and Lee taking it on from the 18-yard line, and like you say, he struck it well, but it was way off target.
Long clearance from Sheffield United towards the edge of the penalty area, and the bounce of the ball well judged in the end by Cleworth. It looked a couple of seconds prior to that, although it wasn't going to be, but he did well. He read it expertly with Jebison putting him under pressure, and he won the battle of the two youngsters. Wrexham launch it forward again. Young going up for it, knocked away in the midfield by Norwood for Sheffield United. Headed back then by the Wrexham midfield for Tozer. Tozer exchanging passes with Young in the midfield. And back he goes for Tozer again. Tozer's ball forward towards halfway. Again, returned. A chance for O'Connor. And he just stands it up towards the edge of the Sheffield United penalty area where Mullin goes up for it. He's guided it down. Palmer will be able to bring it forward. Jones is in the box, but there was no cross forthcoming. United clear their lines with Doyle. Stooping to head it back was Cleworth. And the other substitute, James Jones, the scorer of the Wrexham goal, works it via McFadzean back out to the left-hand side, and they've got two in the middle if they can get it across. And Mullin turning the wrong way. Just saw his effort then easily blocked. Sheffield United looking to break quickly, win a free kick about 10 yards inside their own half. Jebison was the player that was brought down, and a yellow card has been shown. 1-1, 10 minutes into the second half on Talksport, and it's a belter.
Well, that experience from Luke Young, the captain at Wrexham as well, he's taking a yellow for the team there, just taking Jebison down. But I've got to say, Mullin again, he's skipping in. He had opportunity just to let one go there. Jimmy's took it round two Sheffield United players in the 18-yard box. He took an extra touch. It was a big touch, and the chance was gone. You know, he'd worked that space ever so well. When it presents itself, you know what, let one go.
Billy Sharp's going to be coming on very shortly for Sheffield United. It is a Sheffield United side that have won 3 in a row, 8 of their last 9. They're unbeaten in 9 with only 1 defeat in 14. But Wrexham, for all the fact that they are non-league for now, I don't think that they will be for long, but that they are for now, they've had 14 shots to Sheffield United's 5, which tells its own story.
Well, it tells its own story, Jim, but it also says that Sheffield United, for me, after they got that first goal, they were happy with it. You know, they've invited this on. Even the second half, you know that Wrexham are going to come out for the first 15-20 minutes. They're going to throw everything at it and try and so counter against that. You know, get the ball down, move it quickly, get into good areas, go forward in numbers, force Wrexham back. It wasn't the case. They just allowed Wrexham to start off the second half the way they finished the first.
Double change for Sheffield United here, with Njai coming on alongside Billy Sharp. McBurney and Osborne are the players that make way. Billy Sharp, so experienced, a man that has scored 266 goals in his career, most prolific Englishman in the 21st century in terms of goals in league football. Hasn't necessarily always been able to translate that to the FA Cup, just 9 in his career in this competition. Has lost to Wrexham in the past, back in his Scunthorpe days, some 16 years ago. But he's on here, Billy Sharp, heading it forward towards Jebison. And Jai is playing off the pair of them. He's very highly regarded, as you might imagine. Here's McFadzean playing the ball out towards the Wrexham left-hand side, getting it back, McFadzean, and then turning it back through the midfield for Luke Young, the Wrexham captain. Worked for by O'Connor, and the idea was right. It was a great run by Mullin. He does run the channel so expertly, but United clear it out of play for a Wrexham throw. 1-1.
Yeah, his movement is impressive, Mullin. You know, I think always playing on the shoulder, and again, John Egan had to be kind of switched on there just to come through and clear. Not even just keep possession, but just had to kind of clear the danger and put it out of play. But Wrexham at the minute are winning all second balls, keeping that pressure on.
Iliman Njai played for Senegal in the World Cup. He, like Sanderberg, has been linked with a move away from Sheffield United over the days that remain in this transfer window. Here's McFadzean. Full-time in Scotland, incidentally, at Tannadice. Celtic win by 2-0 there away to Dundee United, and a 9 points clear at the top of the Premiership. 14 minutes gone in the second half here in North Wales. Wrexham 1, Sheffield United 1. Only the 11th meeting of these two in history. The last 7 of them have been in cup competitions. I guess you could argue he's been the best of them. Here's Jones winning it back. Finding Lee. Lee showing for the return ball. He's helped it on. Mullin able to turn. Palmer making a run ahead of him. McFadzean omnipresent, pushing forward down that left-hand side now for Wrexham. Back he goes for Mullin. First time ball in towards the near post. Palmer was his target, but Ahmedhodzic clears.
Well, again, it's excellent play, isn't it? Lee at the heart of that. They are driving forward. Good ball into Mullin. Excellent close control. I just feel that Mullin can he give it to McFadzean and just get himself back in the box. I know that he does all this selfless work outside that 18-yard box, but he's going to get judged on goals, and his goal return's been excellent. But get yourself in that area.
Tozer's going to take this throw, and it's going to be another one. Delap style, 30 yards inside the box, headed away. Lee lets it run back out to Tozer. Tozer on the edge of the penalty area for Wrexham, gets himself into a shooting position, and it's taken a deflection. And we'll go behind for Wrexham's first corner of this second half.
Yeah, again, all the pressure, Wrexham. I think Paul Heckingbottom, he's made the changes to try and kind of change the circumstances, in Jai, Billy Sharp on. But like you say, they're just not getting any room to play through the thirds the way they want. Oliver Norwood hasn't really got on the ball and influenced this game in any way. But like you say, Wrexham all winning all the second balls. That right pass forward every time.
In comes this Wrexham corner, their third, and at the near post it was stopped, but only stopped temporarily. They've done it again, and Wrexham have taken a 2-1 lead. Every Welshman in the ground, on their feet, applauding. The crowd scene over on the far side as the Wrexham players go and take the celebrations and the plaudits of the supporters. What a turnaround in this cup tie. 2 in the space of 10 minutes. And Wrexham of the National League lead Championship high flyers Sheffield United by 2 goals to 1. Another ball into that near post area. And as the Blades were able to repel the initial one that came in, it just bounced down inside the box. And Wrexham have turned it around to lead by 2 goals to 1. And O'Connor might just have written his name in Wrexham folklore.
Yeah, what a finish, Like you say, they're just wanting it more, keeping it alive when it's coming into the box. Not winning the first contact, but then again, O'Connor alive to the second, and like you say, it's just bouncing in front of him. He puts the foot through it into the back of the net. And like you say, it was deserved. It's came, they're on top, they're forcing Sheffield United back, asking the right questions, and thoroughly deserve the lead at the minute.
Well, after the start to this game, this was bordering on inconceivable. Remember, Sheffield United a goal up after 63 seconds. 10 minutes later, Wrexham had lost 2 of their first 3 choice centre-halves to injury. But it's the Wrexham fans that you can hear now in fine voice, and the travelling Blades supporters silenced. Jones on 50, O'Connor on 61. Wrexham 2, Sheffield United 1 here on Talksport, where the shock is very much on. And Wrexham, if they can stand firm for the half hour or so that remains, will be in the 5th round of the FA Cup, and will have a 17th successive home win this season.
Another tasty challenge here from McFadzean on Njai there, and they have to keep it up, that aggression. Make sure that they're on top. Make sure that Sheffield United know that they can't get into this game. Wrexham are using the ball better. They've got opportunities. They're finding a lot more space. I've got to say, Sheffield United have to be better. You know what? It's just poor defending from them. I'm looking at the goal on the monitor here, and it's like that first ball. I'm looking at it's Norwood. Can he go and put the head on it, make some sort of contact? But as soon as it drops to O'Connor, like you say, he just drills it hard on target through the legs of a Sheffield United. Tell you what, they are on top. They're asking the question. Just listen to the fans as well. They're playing their part.
Lee with a sliding change puts it out of play. And it's a throw that will be taken on the Sheffield United right. Played forward towards Bogle. And another free kick. One, this time by Sheffield United, just inside Wrexham territory. Well, it's a test of Wrexham resilience. It's a massive test of Sheffield United resolve here, whether they have the ability to be able to get themselves back into this game. They have created very little in the way of concrete goal-scoring opportunity in this second half. Next to nothing. Sharp. Wind swirling, bouncing ball. Jebison trying his luck. Right-footed effort coming in from Norwood, and he's made it 2-2. The first one was cleared, it came back out of him. Ollie Norwood drives it into the bottom right-hand corner. Sheffield United are back on level terms. The Wrexham lead lasted just 4 minutes. What a cup tie here at the racecourse ground.
Well, I think it's probably the first or second time they've been in the attacking third in this second half, and I've got to say it's just poor defending. You know, I think it was Young that had opportunity just to go and put the head through it. It bounced over him, and Jai kept it alive. Ollie Norwood took a shot, and you know what? It's blocked just before it could get through to Howard there. But he's alive to it. He's on his front foot. He's running onto it and just passes it into the bottom right-hand corner.
So Ollie Norwood with the equaliser. Now we're all square again. 2-2 with 3 of those goals coming in the last 15 minutes. Ford, then a push by Cleworth on Billy Sharp, who's straight back on his feet. But the free kick given Sheffield United's way on halfway. And a chance for them to be able to get it forward. I mean, United's away record this season, very impressive. They've won 9 out of 16 on the road so far. And I think it was important from their point of view that Wrexham, having built up the head of steam, that Sheffield United found the equaliser as quickly as they did. Here is Norwood, the scorer of that second goal. Only his 10th in more than 200 games in Sheffield United colours. Man who has played in 4 FA Cup quarter-finals in his career. And hoping to make it through to the last 16 of this competition. Norwood involved in a little skirmish there with the ball bouncing in the midfield. Iliman Njai can bring it away, and this is a really good strong run from him, and it's beaten 3, and still he goes, and the deflection was all important. It hit Cleworth, bounces over and goes out for a corner. And the Wrexham players are furious that
he's not given
nothing was given for a foul on Lee further up the field, but it looks as though it should have been a corner there. It's a shot, clearly took a deflection.
Yeah, it did. I thought it was a fantastic run from Iliman Njai as well. He's driving forward. You know, I think Billy Sharp had a couple of words to say as well. I think he was wanting a pass. I'm not sure if it came off a Sheffield United player in the end anyway, but I think the referee was up to speed with it. But fantastic run from Njai.
67 gone, midway through the second half. It's flown by so far. 2-2 the score. And here's Jebison. He's done really well to hold it up, and then he will bring it inside, and he's got away from Tozer. And still, Daniel Jebison goes little nutmeg. Got it past Young, but the resulting shot fired over the bar from Bogle. And another half chance for Sheffield United comes to nothing. That one into the building site. Hit the excavator behind that goal. Goal kick which will be taken. 2-2, 67 gone.
Well, strong running again from Jebison there across the 18-yard line. I think he could have got his shot away, but he kept on taking a touch, and like you say, a little nutmeg, unintentional, but like you say, Bogle's coming on, and like you say, just couldn't get the right connection and keep it down.
And everybody with the ball going out of play for goal kick can just draw a collective breath, really. Bogle hoofing the ball back forward. It is a breeze that is picking up. I don't know, Chris, what you think, whether Wrexham are actually playing into the teeth of it a little bit in this second half, as the goal kick there didn't really get too much distance on it. Seemed to die a little bit before Bogle booted it back. Now Howard will take it again. Forward towards Palmer. And his touch out towards the touchline via a deflection has given Wrexham a throw, and Cleworth will come across to take it.
Yeah, I think you look at it. I think they've kept the ball down on the floor really in the second half. Used it well. I think there's been good movement. You know, I think even when it does go from back to front, it has been with quality. You know, clipped into the channels. But more often than not, they've found the space and they're using it very well. So I think they want to try and keep it on the pitch. They've been allowed to kind of play out from the back as well. But Sheffield United have got that little bit between the teeth at the minute now, and pressing a lot better. Definitely in the attacking third anyway.
Well, there was an angry reaction from Tozer there after something that had happened. And Jebison was involved, and Tozer was really angry. It appeared to indicate that he thought he'd seen a stamp or something that had happened, and the fourth official is calling the referee over, and they're going to have a word here, and I just wonder what the resulting sanctions will be.
Yeah, well, the fourth official's obviously seen something. The referee's taking his time, going to have that conversation. There has to be some punishment here, because, like you say, Tozer's has he reacted? He's seen something. He's brought it to the attention of the referee, but you can see the fourth is definitely giving the referee the information. What's he going to do? How's he going to act?
Well, the referee is reaching for his book. Now, who's he going to be speaking to? Now, there was a little flick out from Tozer on Jebison after the initial incident. It is Jebison that is being called over here. Now, what will referee Whitestone show? A red! And he's off! And he's protesting his innocence, Daniel Jebison. But he's been sent off by Dean Whitestone. And Sheffield United are down to 10 men for the final 20 minutes. Jebison receives his marching orders, a straight red card. There's a lot of anger from the Wrexham players, particularly Tozer, who's absolutely irate at something that had happened. And he had a little kick out at Jebison, and there were angry words as well. But the fourth official saw it all, and Scott Oldham had a word with Dean Whitestone. Whitestone, after a lot of prevarication, produced the red card, and Daniel Jebison is off. Now with 20 minutes to go, it's 2-2, but it's not level in terms of personnel anymore.
Yeah, well, it's a poor one. You know, I'm trying to look on the monitor. I don't see it coming together. I think it's definitely he's obviously reacted. He's obviously lashed out. The fourth official's seen it. And like you say, got the referee's attention. You can't do it. There's eyes everywhere, Jim. You cannot react in that manner if he has lashed out.
Well, we still haven't seen a replay. I think we will in a moment. We understand there was a potential punch somewhere along the line. But you could tell that the reaction was such and was universal from two or three of the Wrexham players, so you could tell that something had happened. And Tozer, the most irate of them, and he led the delegation towards the referee, and Jebison has had his marching orders. So Sheffield United now with a lot of work to do to hang on here. I understand the replays are very inconclusive. We haven't got a monitor here, but I am led to believe that didn't really show an awful lot, but the fourth official, Scott Oldham, was sure about what he saw. Tozer, incidentally, picked up a yellow card for his petulant little flick out at Jebison by way of retaliation to the initial incident. And so he's been booked, but Jebison is off. Ball out of play for a throw, and Tozer will push forward to take it.
Well, it's important now that they have to capitalise, take advantage. You know, I think Sheffield United, after the second goal, after they conceded the second goal, they've grown into the game. They've used the ball better. They've got the goal, and they were on top. Silly one from Jebison as well. You know, we're not going to. I don't think we're going to see anything from the replays either. But Wrexham.
Long throw inside the penalty area, and it's very well claimed by goalkeeper Davis.
Yeah, he done very well there. Bodies all around him as well, Davis. Good, safe hands.
Well, Sam Dolby is going to be coming on for Wrexham. So I don't know whether that's going to be a straight swap up front or whether they will go with three up top in a bid to make the most of this numerical advantage that they have. Here's Iliman Ndiaye, though, turning neatly in the midfield for Sheffield United, and Ndiaye playing it out towards the right-hand side here for Ahmedhodzic. Now it comes a little reverse ball in towards Ndiaye. It was well-intentioned by Bogle. He couldn't quite squeeze it through. Wrexham get it forward towards Palmer. Palmer to McFadzean. And McFadzean on the left-hand touchline controls it neatly, plays it in towards Young. Young had to stretch after a slight miscontrol, but it is cleared easily enough by O'Connor to score the second goal for Wrexham. And then headed back forward through the midfield. It's a lovely touch from Mullin. Palmer chasing after it. Couldn't ride the second challenge which came in. Ahmedhodzic did well. And then a free kick is given Sheffield United's way for a foul on Egan.
Well, it's an excellent timely challenge from Ahmedhodzic there as well, because Mullin was on the run again. and I'm just looking at the monitor. You're seeing it from a distance. I will say there is a coming together between Tozer and Jefferson earlier on. It happened previous to this, and then they came together. And what I seen from a long angle from the replay was Jefferson just kicked out with his right foot on Tozer, and then obviously the plays went on. So you can't do that, Jim. It is a red card. The ball's nowhere near. You can't kick out. It wasn't a punch. It was a kick out with the right foot from Jefferson. And the fourth official was right in front of the Wrexham bench as well. The fourth official would have had a clean view of that.
Wrexham will make an attacking change because Dolby has come on, and they've taken the left back McFadzean off. So Dolby for McFadzean, the change with 15 minutes to go. So they're just going to drop Mullin very slightly in behind Dolby and Palmer and go 4-3-1-2. I think that's how Wrexham are going to approach things for the final 15 minutes. 2-2 the score. Sheffield United down to 10 men after Daniel Jefferson was set off. And Bogle will take a throw for the Blades over on the far touchline, which is the Sheffield United right. Billy Sharp trying to turn, get it away from Cleworth. He's managed to see the ball wriggle through, and Jai threw towards Sharp, and he didn't quite get there. Good anticipation, Howard coming off his line and saving from his former Blades teammate, throwing the ball out very quickly, scoop forward. Lovely touch from Mullin, who really has been excellent, living up to the hype. Palmer furious with himself that he couldn't make more of the opportunity to bring it into his stride, and Sheffield United calm things down at the back again. 2-2 the score, and the 10-men Blades bring it forward with Ahmed Odzic. He's lost out to James Jones. Jones heeding the shout from a Wrexham fan behind us that he had that little bit of time in the midfield this time. Ford's played it forward, Palmer laying it back. Young scoop with his right foot intelligently under pressure from Njai. Tozer can bring it forward. Tozer towards the halfway line, just flicking it into space. Turned by Mullin out towards Jones. Wrexham finding a little bit more space now as they bring it forward. Ford with a cross that just took a looping deflection, was headed away by Chris Basham. And he comes down again on the right hand side of the penalty area for Ford, and he'll try and get to the byline. He's got it in towards the near post, but it was just too high for the Wrexham cavalry attacking it. And United sweep it clear towards halfway again, where Cleworth has got his arms around Billy Sharp, but the referee says no foul. And play goes on. O'Connor with a wonderful ball down the line for Mullin. And Wrexham down by the Sheffield United byline again. Right-footed ball swung in a little bit too deep. But Ford's going to be able to keep it alive, can he? And does he win a corner? He's certainly got a throw. I think it's a throw that's been given now by the corner flag. Yes, it is. So Tozer will trot across to take it. And they'll try and put some more aerial ammunition inside that penalty area where they've now got a numerical advantage.
Well, excellent energy from Anthony Ford. I think previously getting the chance and putting the crosses in, but there again, he should no way be making that ball, but again, going there, getting possession, winning the throw-in in the attacking third, but great energy down that right-hand side. Well,
that's the longest throw of the lot, but it's headed over the bar by the Wrexham players leaning back on the edge of the 6-yard box, and it's out of play for a goal kick. So it's on the Derby West Ham tomorrow's got a bit to live up to. It's a 7:45 kick-off. We've got the FA Cup 5th round draw for you as well before that. Tuesday, back to Carabao Cup action. Newcastle at home to Southampton, defending a 1-0 lead. Manchester United defend a 3-0 lead from the first leg when they take on Forest on Wednesday. We've got that one live for you as well on Talksport. And you're listening to Wrexham against Sheffield United in the FA Cup. It is live. Our coverage brought to you with Carling, the official beer partner of the Emirates FA Cup. 18 plus, please drink responsibly. Mullin with a little layoff. Palmer trying to bring it forward. And Sheffield United calm things down again in the midfield. Wouldn't quite say they're hanging on, but they certainly know that they've really been in a cup tie here, and I'm sure if you offer them the opportunity for a replay at Bramall Lane right now, they'd take it. Here's Bogle. Bring it forward for the 10 men in white. And Bogle with an intelligent ball through the midfield, finding Oliver Norwood. And scored the Blades equaliser after those 2 goals to Wrexham at the start of this second half. And the Blades win a throw that Bogle will take level with the edge of the Wrexham box. 2-2.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Jim. I think Sheffield United would take the draw at the minute. I think Wrexham have got that little bit, albeit they have quality individuals in Jai being there, Billy Sharp as he is around a box, he's alive to it, you know, if he's given the right service. But I feel that just Wrexham at the minute, they haven't really capitalised. Mullen tried to take the ball and play it off first time to Palmer earlier. I think he's got to take that in, turn. Palmer's on the move, he's breaking through the defensive line. Can he then play that one in behind?
Well, Bogle's given a free kick away, and Howard will go across to take it over on the left-hand touchline for Wrexham. 2-2 the score, and a few Sheffield United complaints again. Just a few words being exchanged between Bogle and the referee. The ball now in the hands of Mark Howard, the former Blades goalkeeper, who will take this free kick for Wrexham. He scored 3 goals in round 1 and 4, should I say, in round 2, 4 in round 3. Can they score a third in this round as well? If they can, it may well be the winner. Appeals for handball. Palmer, Kiri's ongoing. It's come off the underside of the bar. Did it go in? Referee says no. Could hardly have come closer. I think a few at that end of the ground thought it had hit the underside of the bar and bounced down over the line. From Sheffield United's point of view, it's a miraculous escape. Now Njai brings it forward. Young has tackled him. Njai winning it back. Mullin picking it up. Now Palmer showing for the ball again. Jones can't play him in immediately, but he will be worked down towards the right-hand side for Ford. You could argue that he really should have scored, having taken it on the edge of the penalty area. A high ball in here from Palmer, and it's claimed by the goalkeeper Davis. So nearly 3-2 Wrexham.
No, it was a fantastic opportunity, wasn't it? You know, I think the ball did hit the hand, unintentional. I think the arm was in a natural position, but like you say, Palmer's onto it, just takes it past one, opens up the goal and just puts everything through. He had a lot of the goal, you know. I can't say much because it came off the underside of the bar. He wasn't miles away, but I think he could have just passed it in as well, because he'd done ever so well to create that space.
Wrexham sensing that this is their opportunity for one of their most famous of days, and they've had some big ones in the past. Famous win here against Arsenal, inspired by Mickey Thomas. A big win back in the 70s here against Newcastle United. But is this going to be their day? 21st century style. They've waited a long time to make it through to the 5th round of the Cup. 2-2 the score. Well, it's a big chance for them here against the 10 men of Sheffield United with 8 minutes of normal time remaining. The ball is played in field towards Luke Young. Young back out to Ford. Ford venturing forward towards the edge of the penalty area, checks and plays it back for Cleworth. I think there is a train of thought amongst the Wrexham fans that in this cup run they've been able to play without the pressure on their shoulders as they have for every league game. The prize of getting back into the league so high. They've been able to relax and play some good football in this cup run, as they showed at Coventry, and they're showing again here. They've got another throw. This not an ideal position for Tozer, although he's going to take it from about 5 yards further forward than where the ball did go out of play. A crowd of just a few less than 10,000, the vast majority of them urging Ben Tozer to get this right into position A. The longer the game has gone on, the longer these throws have been. That's another one with prodigious distance. It's cleared, though, first contact from a Sheffield United player, and it was essential that was the case. And Jai, the outlet on the counter-attack, but Ford was there to mop up ahead of him. Now back it will come again with Cleworth from the back for Wrexham. 2-2 the scoreline here on Talksport.
I'm just looking on the monitor. It did come off Ahmed Hodzic's hand, but like you say, it's in a natural position. If anything, he's turning away from it. Ollie Palmer done ever so well to take it on, and
Palmer slipping it in here. It's played back across the edge of the 6-yard box, but no one could get the touch to get on the end of the cross, and Sheffield United survive again.
Well, again, it's great quality from Palmer as well. He's getting his heads up, he's puts it across. Someone's got to be there, Jim, because if they are, they're tapping it in from 3 yards there.
Blades really living on the edge. They have a free kick. Nord has taken it, and he's worked it out towards the right-hand side, where the industrious Lee stops Ahmed Hodzic having any time on the ball and puts it out of play for a throw. Throw that Jayden Bogle will take. Just joining us, Sheffield United led this in barely less than a minute. 5 minutes later, two of the Wrexham centre-halves have been injured, but the fight-back's been brilliant. 2-1 up Wrexham, back to 2-2 with Norwood's equaliser. Jebison then sent off. Now Sheffield United on the front foot. Billy Sharp onside, goes for goal. Easily claimed by Howard. And his handling was good to make sure that he didn't drop it at the feet of Bogle. And Howard will just wait for the men in red to push forward upfield before launching this long. 2-2 the score.
No, they have to be switched on. Wrexham again, giving Sheffield United far too much space, especially Bogle down that right hand side. An excellent ball coming as well. Billy Sharp just never had the legs to get on the end of it, but fantastic ball just in between the goalkeeper and last defender as well. Outstanding ball from Bogle.
Norwood switching to his left. Max Lowe can bring it forward. Lowe with the ball through the midfield for Njai. Njai with his shirt outside his shorts, just bringing it forward but straight into Luke Young. Young just slipping it in towards Mullin. Mullin's got options either side of him, one of whom is Sam Dolby. Dolby on the right hand side of the penalty area. Wrexham's perennial substitute putting it on a plate. This is the moment. They've only gone and done it. Every big Hollywood blockbuster has a happy ending, and Paul Mullin has just provided it. Wrexham 3, Sheffield United 2. The racecourse ground in raptures. Mullin has his goal, his 28th goal of the season, and it is one that sees joy unconfined here on the Welsh borders. Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney and co are masterminding something very impressive here. And they're masterminding a non-league side, knocking an informed championship team out of the FA Cup.
Well, it's excellent play, isn't it? Mullin gets on the halfway line, he turns, he's driving outside of the right boot to the pass to Dolby. Dolby done ever so well. You know, he's isolated one-on-one. What does he do? Gets his head up, fires it across to Paul Mullin, takes his touch, and he's not going to miss from there. Puts everything through it, hits it with the laces. Under Davies in the goal, into the back of the net. Excellent finish, excellently worked. But you know what? Had the intention just to make sure that he's in the box. He's asking that question, and like I say, Dolby picks him out.
And just listen to the noise. Paul Mullin celebrating the goal, number 28 of the season. Ahmed Odzic is coming off here for Sheffield United. Is going to be replaced by Koulibaly. Koulibaly, who's only played a few minutes of football for Sheffield United. He's coming on for just his second appearance for the club. The Malian, who spent last season on loan at Beerschot out in Belgium. He's had a knee operation since then. Came on for the closing moments in round 3. Comes on the closing moments in round 4 with Sheffield United on the brink of defeat. They were knocked out of the cup by non-league Barnet a few years back, and they could well be heading out to non-league opposition again 5 seasons on. And the 10 men have to find an equaliser. They've got 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time to do it. Mullin with the goal, and I mentioned earlier the prospect of him equalling a long-standing record tonight. He has done that now. Non-league player to score in rounds 1, 2, 3 and 4 of the FA Cup. First time it's happened since Telford's Colin Williams back in 1985. And Wrexham also the first non-league side to score 3 or more in rounds 1, 2, 3 and 4 since the league was formed back in 1888. So their own little bit of history, but it's the scoreline 3-2 in their favour. That is the bit that they will be most proud of. Ball headed forward through the midfield. Helped on by Dolby, away from Palmer. And he goes out of play for a throw, which will be taken away to our right-hand side by Sheffield United's Max Lowe. Lowe hurling it forward. First chorus of K. Sarah comes out. They believe here at Wrexham. As well they might.
Yeah, they've been excellent. They've been absolutely excellent. You know, I think weathered that storm a little bit in the first 10 minutes, losing big players, conceding the goal, but now they've grew into the game. and they've never took the foot off the pedal. They had a little moment when they actually scored the second goal. Sheffield United came back into it, made a few changes, equalised. Sheffield United were definitely on top then, and Jemison, red card, changes the game. All swings back into favour of Wrexham, and to be fair, they've shown quality. Great composure in that attacking third as well. Energy and bodies, breaking the neck to get in the box and support. And like you say, I think Palmer, he's been outstanding tonight. You know, the ball sticks, he's a willing runner, he makes good bad balls, good balls.
And now Dolby is in, this will seal it, but he's blazed it wide. 4-2, it would have been all over. And he just took a kind little ricochet and he got goal side of Basham, but he couldn't hit the target.
He'll be disappointed. He's done everything right except hit the target, Jim. You know, he's got the better of Basham. He's got him and behind him. He's going towards goal. You know, you can see how he's shaping up what he's trying to do. He's just got too much on it. You know, if anything, just keep it low, make it hard for the goalkeeper, make sure you hit the target, and that's in the back of the net there. He'll be disappointed, Dolby.
Well, all eyes on the fourth official, because we'll find out in just a few seconds' time how many extra minutes Wrexham have to successfully navigate. 7 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the first half, 7 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the second as well. 3-2 Wrexham lead against the 10 men of Sheffield United, but it's a long period of stoppage time that they've got to navigate.
Yeah, you know what, I think obviously the Jemison red card took off a bit of time. Obviously there's been, 4 goals, you know, so yeah, it all adds up, Jim.
Yeah, raft of substitutions as well. Wrexham happy to win a free kick in Sheffield United territory and the opportunity to run a few more seconds off the clock. They've got a free kick here about 25 yards outside the penalty area. Everything just being slowed down now, as you would expect. Well, they came, many of the crowd of 9,909, not just in hope but in expectation as well, because all comers here this season have been vanquished. The biggest scalp of the lot is only minutes away, and here is Mullen. Fitting that he, if Wrexham are to get the job done, is the man that may well have scored the winning goal. Ford firing it forward. There was late drama though at the Amex, remember, earlier today, with Brighton seeing off Liverpool, the cup holders, in stoppage time. Will there be stoppage time drama here as well? Will Sheffield United yet manage to get a replay? They've got a throw. The ball goes into the Wrexham fans on the far side, and needless to say is thrown away somewhere completely different from where the ball had gone out of play. They do take the throw. Koulibaly waiting for the ball in the centre circle, but it's worked down towards the left-hand side instead. Sheffield United trying to get it forward as quickly as they can. Nord back for Basham. Basham out to the right-hand side for Egan. Egan playing it forward. Here's Bogle. Max Lowe's made an uncharted run on the far post. If Iliman Ndiaye can get it across. Bogle now making his way into the middle. Well, Wrexham can repel the threat, and it goes out of play for another throw that will be taken on the Blades right.
Yeah, it's so important, isn't it? You know, he's done ever so well defending. He has to do the job. You know, I think it's one of them. Ndiaye's chopping, changing, trying to get that little bit of space just to kind of get the ball in the box. But fantastic defending. Everyone's switched on, communicating well at the minute.
Koulibaly under immediate pressure from Jones as he picks up the ball in the midfield. Now laid out towards the right-hand side. Bogle driving, twisting, getting away from a tired-looking Luke Young, and then Bogle chipping it into space. Koulibaly's peeled away to the right. He can keep it in down by the corner flag, and then just drops his shoulder. Right-footed ball whipped in, header across the face of goal, goes wide. Iliman Ndiaye couldn't hit the target. That's Sheffield United's best chance for a good few minutes. It goes out of play for a goal kick, and Wrexham are edging ever closer.
Well, it's excellent ball in. Ndiaye rises above everyone else. As I say, just couldn't get it on target, but I've got to say how cool was Mac Howard as well. Knew exactly where his goal was, hands were up, knew it was going wide. Just killing the game off at the minute, just killing every minute, killing every second he can.
Wrexham is the name. 3-2 they lead in stoppage time. 3.5 minutes to go. Ball played out towards the Sheffield United right-hand side. Billy Sharp, as he brought down there. The assistant referee says corner. I think Wrexham thought it was a goal kick. Sharp thought it was a free kick on the right-hand edge of the penalty area. It will be a corner. And an opportunity to deliver from Doyle.
Yeah, I'm looking at Billy Sharp there. I think Connor's taking him down. It's a free kick in my opinion, but the linesman given the corner, they have to go and be effective here.
Well, you would imagine a set piece might be Sheffield United's best chance. No McBurney on the field now. It's Doyle that swings it in. It's missed. Oh, it's in. It's John Egan. And John Egan at the far post comes in and side puts it home. And he turns to the Wrexham supporters and cups his hand behind his ear, because the 10 men of Sheffield United look as though they've got themselves out of jail in the 5th minute of stoppage time. Egan coming around the back, and Wrexham's Achilles heel of defending set pieces brutally exposed at just the wrong moment. It's 3-3, and they're going to go back to Bramall Lane.
Yeah, well, always a threat. Egan, his movement, his anticipation. And like you say there, it's just got to be defended better. 1, Egan has to be marked. 2, the ball, the contact, it's basically came down. He's taken it on the full, on a half volley, basically bounced over the head of Howard. It cannot happen. It cannot happen just from a direct ball in. Keeper has to make a decision, come out and get something on that one for me.
One in the first minute and the last. Sheffield United have scored goals from Tommy Doyle corners. First from McBurney, second from Egan. 3-3 the score. Wrexham will bring it forward once more. We're now in the 6th minute of the 7 added on. We thought the Paul Mullin goal was going to be the winner. Will Wrexham yet be able to create one more opportunity? They've got themselves a throw, so the answer is yes. It's all about Sheffield United's ability to be able to repel this aerial threat inside the penalty area. Almost now or never for Wrexham if they're going to win by the odd goal in 7. No flick on at the near post. Sheffield United made an impressive, important first contact. Hoisted back inside the penalty area. Another defensive header puts it out of play, and it will be another long throw as a result. And Tozer sprints from the left touchline over to the right to take this latest throw as well. And everybody, barring the goalkeeper, is forward, and even he's turning and looking at the bench, hoping to get permission to come forward. He stays back, and it comes towards that near post area. Clear back out for Tozer, who rifles it in, and it's cleared. Chance for Ford to drive it in, high inside the penalty area. Once more, Sheffield United make the first contact, and the second to get it away through Doyle, and it will go out of play for a throw that has been given, which way's that, to Wrexham on this near touchline. And we played 6 minutes and 40 of the 7 minutes, and the ball is on the Wrexham right hand side again, and it's swung high inside the penalty area, deep towards the far post from Jones, and knocked away. And Jones once more can bring it down, and he's still in Sheffield United territory, but he can't get the ball out from underneath his feet. And the referee brings the end to an absorbing game. Well, this always had all the raw ingredients for a cup classic, and we really weren't disappointed. It ebbed and flowed quite beautifully. Wrexham behind so early, up against it with the 2 early injuries, then found themselves ahead only for Sheffield United to equalise. Looked as though the Cup King Paul Mullin had won it, but John Egan cropped up, a red card in there as well, a 6-goal thriller with a capital T, and they've got yet another decent instalment of that Disney documentary to come. This one of the best cup ties you'll see this season. Wrexham 3, Sheffield United 3.
That was absolutely fantastic. Hollywood doesn't do drama like this. Brilliant stuff. And there was disbelief actually at the final whistle. I think the Wrexham fans who thought they had it won couldn't quite believe they hadn't knocked Sheffield United out. And then they realised every single one of these players deserves a song, deserves applause, deserves the love. And now the Wrexham players are giving it back to the fans. Fans were magnificent here this evening. We had a whole range of Welsh songs sung loud and proud by the Wrexham fans, and they really got behind their team. But Sheffield United would not lie down, not even with 10 men. But this was real drama. You can't script it. Hitchcock, Spielberg, Tarantino, you can't come up with this. Only football, only the beautiful game can come up with the emotional reaction we've been lucky enough to be part of and to bring you here at Wrexham live on Talksport tonight. Mullin was the hero, Egan the villain, who not only stole victory from the non-leaguers right at the end, he then celebrated right in front of the home fans. No Hollywood scriptwriter would ever dream of putting that into the script. Absolutely sensational stuff. The FA Cup tie with absolutely everything. And the only bonus is they've got to play each other again.